want to know what causes weight gain. Is there something that I can do to reliably make somebody gain weight or make somebody lose weight? And it's absolutely. There's many things I can do, and it all comes down to hormones. We can manipulate those hormones and cause somebody to gain or lose weight. Let's start with the most important one, which is insulin. I can make anybody fat. I simply give them insulin. And when you give people insulin, about a quarter of those people gained at least 5 kilos or more than 10 pounds. And it wasn't a character flaw, it wasn't a lack of willpower, it wasn't a lack of discipline, it wasn't a dietary issue. It was the fact that I gave them insulin. Insulin goes up, weight goes up, and it's very reliable. If you take away insulin, I can make people thin. In untreated type 1 diabetes, people have very low insulin levels, and they keep losing weight until they become emaciated, and then they die. And it doesn't matter how much they eat. It's because the hormones are telling them, do not store any of this body fat, and therefore they don't. It's the hormones that cause them to lose weight. Cortisol, which is the stress hormone. If you give people cortisol, such as a disease called Cushing syndrome, or with a drug called prednisone, people gain weight. Very reliable. That is the hallmark of the syndrome. And it doesn't matter about willpower or discipline. I give cortisol or prednisone, they gain weight. If you take away cortisol, such as this disease called Addison's disease, it is characterized by weight loss. Cortisol goes up, weight goes up. Cortisol goes down, weight goes down. Just like that light switch. This is causality. Thyroid hormone. If somebody is hypothyroid, they gain weight. If you increase their thyroid, like thyrotoxicosis, Graves' disease, they lose weight. The sympathetic nervous system, part of the autonomic nervous system. If you decrease the sympathetic tone, such as with beta blockers, people gain weight. If you increase the sympathetic tone, such as with certain drugs, they lose weight very reliably. In the 1960s, a very popular weight loss treatment was amphetamines or speed. And when people took that, their appetite went away, they stopped eating, and they lost weight. Notice that it wasn't the loss of appetite that caused the weight loss, it was the drug that caused the loss of appetite that caused the weight loss. Why? Because it was telling the body store less body fat, so therefore eat less and lose that weight. Same thing with fen-phen, another popular diet drug in the 1990s. Stimulated the sympathetic nervous system and caused weight loss. It caused a lot of heart disease as well, so that's why it was taken off the market, not because it didn't work. In fact, it worked very well, very similar to Ozempic today. And nicotine is another example of a sympathetic stimulant. People who smoke lose weight. Why? It's not willpower, it's not discipline. It takes away the hunger, and it's also because it tells your body to store less fat. When people stop smoking, they gain that weight right back. Testosterone is yet another example. If you decrease somebody's testosterone, such as with anti-androgen drugs in the treatment of prostate cancer, for example, people gain weight very reliably. If you increase testosterone, such as with exogenous testosterone or endogenous testosterone, per se through puberty, they lose body fat. During puberty, girls and boys differ substantially. Before puberty, girls and boys were not that different, but you can see here that as they go through puberty, girls consistently gain body fat and boys lose body fat. It wasn't willpower, sure wasn't discipline, and it sure wasn't their diet, because teenage boys eat a lot and generally not very good food. And yet they're still losing body fat. Why? Because of the testosterone. In this study, they gave 198 men a drug to suppress their own testosterone. What they then did was randomly assign them to different levels of testosterone replacement. The more testosterone people got, the less body fat they have. The people who got the least amount of testosterone gained the most weight. The people who got very little testosterone lost muscle. The people who got testosterone gained muscle. Doesn't matter about willpower, discipline, or anything. It comes down to the hormones. When you take away androgens, such as in this study, because of usually treatment of prostate cancer, you can see that androgen deprivation therapy caused a massive spike in abdominal obesity as well as metabolic syndrome. So again, the testosterone was important, not the calories. Estrogen, progesterone is the same. When you decrease estrogen, such as through perimenopause, people gain weight. That's why women always talk about perimenopausal weight gain. If you listen to these women, they all say, I'm eating the same, I'm exercising the same, but I'm still gaining weight. Why? Because your estrogen is going down. Progesterone is also another hormone that changes through perimenopause, and it can also be used, such as with the drug Megace or Megestrol, to stimulate appetite to gain weight. Over the menstrual cycle, you can also see a difference in how much women eat. During the first half of the cycle towards ovulation, estrogen is going up, and estrogen acts as an appetite suppressant. So you can see that in the first phase, women are eating fewer calories, 1,688, compared to the second half of the cycle, which is post-ovulatory, where estrogen goes down and progesterone goes up, where they are eating much more, up to 2,100. So they're eating more because of the hormones, not because of the lack of discipline or willpower. Most people don't even notice it. More recently, you can manipulate glucagon-like peptide 1 or GLP-1, such as with Ozempic. You increase GLP-1, people lose weight. Notice that the Ozempic did not restrict calories in any way. It was a hormonal change in the GLP-1 that caused a change in body fat. And the same with GIP and glucagon, such as with the drug Mounjaro. You'll notice that in all of these examples, none of these interventions restricted or affected calories in any way. They were all hormonal therapies. Obesity is a hormonal, not a caloric imbalance. There's a whole bunch of hormones that affect body fat, either up or down. And this, because body fat equals calories in, calories out, is changed. So when your hormones change, your body is told to either gain more fat or lose the fat. And in order to do this, your body activates changes in hunger and basal metabolic rate. If insulin goes up, your body gets the signal, I need to store more fat. So therefore, it increases hunger so that you eat more so that you gain the weight. If you don't eat more, then your body will simply reduce the metabolic rate and you will still gain that weight because you're burning fewer calories. The whole point is that the primary driver of the whole thing is the hormones, not the calories, because the hunger and the metabolic rate are not personal choices, and therefore it's not simply the lack of discipline or lack of willpower, because hunger is not a choice and metabolic rate is not a choice. The calories in greater than the calories out is the result of the obesity, not the cause of the obesity. When you look at the cause of the obesity, it's going to be things like too much insulin, too much cortisol, too little testosterone, too little estrogen, too much progesterone, too little sympathetic tone, and so on and so forth. You got to look at the hormones, not the calories, and certainly not the willpower. So the question is, why do we have this obesity epidemic? Well, we know that this obesity is caused predominantly by an increase in insulin. And what we're saying is that if you take a certain food, even if there's the same number of calories, they influence the insulin in different ways. That is, if you eat a cookie, it's going to spike your insulin. If you eat an egg, it's not. So therefore, for the same number of calories, you have different hormonal responses, which simply means that some foods are more fattening than other foods, which is pure common sense. Brownies are more fattening than broccoli. Well, duh, that's obvious, isn't it? So why did this whole epidemic of obesity happen? Well, in 1977, for the first time in history, the government told us what to eat. Before that, your mother told you what you eat. And what the government said in 1977 was eat more carbs, more bread, more rice, more potatoes. The specific goal was to raise consumption of carbohydrates to 55 to 60% of calories and eat less fat. So carbohydrates are, of course, stimulating more insulin. And therefore, in 1977, just as the government told people on a nationwide basis to eat more carbohydrates, people started to gain more and more weight.
How about now? Testing, testing. Can you hear me? Can y'all hear me? I was just talking shit about how it's the government's fault that we got fat. It's always the government's fault. My back is big because of the government. Whatever three-letter agency you could think of, CDC, NHS, CIA, FBI, whatever if they got at least three letters, USDA got four. Blame them too, okay? So of course it's of course the government made us fat. All right. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I just wanted to start us off with that video from Dr. Jason Fung sent to me by Reindeer. Thank you so much for that. It is right on topic with what we're going to be discussing today. And y'all, I have to say, I'm a little tired. Not just physically tired, but like mentally exhausted. Yeah. I'm feeling a little aggy, which is like, what's new, V? You're always aggravated. No, I not always, but a lot, yeah. Um, y'all, I think I gotta stay off of Instagram, but I can't. I can't. Instagram be having me dying. We're gonna talk about the propaganda behind exercise and weight loss and how oh god, oh god, oh god. Like I feel like I'm looking for trouble. I'm looking for someone to argue with about this. I keep seeing my Instagram feed keeps getting flooded with all of this propaganda about how when you want to lose weight, how hard you should be hitting it in the gym. And I'm just like, did y'all see it? Let me- Zebound gave me the left image, the gym gave me the right image. The difference being the amount of muscle that I have, or the amount of muscle that I've been able to gain throughout my weight loss journey. And y'all, I am sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of the gym bros on Instagram. I mean, not all of them are bad. Like, not of course, not all of them are bad. But like, I am sick of it. I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of the calories in, calories out people, and I'm sick of the gym bros. I'm sick of all y'all. Hey, Freddie, how you doing? Thank you guys. I thank y'all. Y'all are so nice to me. I feel a mess this morning. I just finished working out a little while ago. Y'all can't see my shirt, but it says a little bit dramatic because I is and I am. Whatever. So we're gonna get into it, but of course, main character syndrome, we have to talk about me first. We gotta talk about me, guys. I'm gonna give you all a quick update. We're not gonna be on here long. I typically wouldn't do a StreamYard style stream in the middle of the week like this. I'd typically be live on my phone, but I have some 1 year progress photos to show you guys. I didn't have quick access to my 2 year photos from the beginning of my journey. So I had photos from a year ago on my current phone. So I just decided to compare those two. And as of right now, I have lost 40 pounds in the past year, which don't even sound right because like I mean, whatever. Well, yeah, I guess if it was 50 in the first year, that would make sense. It was like it was something like 50, 55 in the first year. Okay, so yeah, that does make sense. But we're not gonna get into, y'all already know. I feel like my weight loss has been slower than it had to be because I wasn't focused. So we're not gonna revisit that. But I'm gonna show you guys what a 40-pound difference looks like for me. And we are going to do our best to debunk this myth that all you need for some weight loss is to eat less and move more. And you know what? To play a little bit of devil's advocate, I was watching Dr. Fung's the video that I watched that we just watched together. I was watching it before the stream, and I'm like, you know what? You know what, Dr. Fung? I got a little bit of smoke for you. I got a little bit of smoke for you. He don't deserve it, Jesus. He don't. But you know what? You know what? If you don't push back against what certain things that you believe to be true or that you feel like can stand up against scrutiny, then a little bit of pushback shouldn't hurt, right? So I got a little bit of pushback for Dr. Jason Fung based on what we just heard. And I'll give you guys an update on, I guess, how things are going for me. I mean, like, I'm not dead yet. So let's get into it. Let's start off with my actually, we're not going to start off with my progress photos, okay? We'll do that a few minutes into the stream or a few minutes from now. Let's get into my recent weigh-in from week 1 of 75 hard. So, most of you already know that I restarted 75 hard and now I'm in my second week. But I gave you guys an update on Saturday, even though my official weigh in day wasn't until Sunday. I gave you guys an early weigh in at 145 pounds. I started out at 153, so that's 8 pounds lost in about a week. I weighed in again on Sunday, and it looks like out of the 8 that I lost, I kept 6 of it off. Now, listen, it was day 6. No, it was day 5. It was day 5 on my 10 milligram that Saturday. So I ended up like getting hungry pretty late, and I was eating a little bit before bed, which is a big no-no, especially before a weekly weigh-in. So I think that's why the scale was up a little bit, but we'll just go ahead and say 6 of the 8 pounds that I lost, I was able to keep off. Now, of course, I don't expect it to be 6 pounds every week moving forward. I think I had a big whoosh because I had a very, very restrictive, not even restrictive. See, we gotta change that word. I had a very disciplined first week, and I think that's why my results were so great at 8 pounds. So I'm at 150. Oh Lord, nope, that is blasphemy. I am at 147 currently, and my next weigh-in will be on Sunday. So I'm not gonna give you guys a Saturday weigh-in when we go live. I will give you Sunday's weigh-in either in the middle of the week or whenever the next time is that we go live. Okay. So 6 pounds down, I am ahead of the game in regards to the 20 pounds that I wanted to lose by the end of 75 hard, which is I'm going to do the thing that I did not do the first few times. I'm going to give you guys an end date. The ending of 75 hard is September 17th. It is September 17th. Why can't I type? That's a crazy word. Okay. How many weeks is that? I don't know. Somebody do the math. But it should be a little under 10 weeks or 9 weeks or something like that. So I'm looking forward to that, but I gotta do's what I gotta do in the meantime while we get there. All right. So now let's get into listen, guys, listen, Lindas, listen. What has been different this time around for me on 75 hard? Believe it or not, y'all, I am actually less motivated this time around than I was the first few times. Like when I did this the first time and then restarted twice, I was my energy was much different. Like I was very determined to see it through to the end. But a few things have changed about how I look at my eating and my activity and what it takes to actually be successful consistently with weight loss, and consistently with my discipline and my habits. A few things have changed since then. So this time around on 75 hard, I am really just trying to get through it because I'm stubborn and because I've already restarted so many times. It's kind of like I don't feel as focused, but I am completing my objectives every day. And I have to be careful because that is how you start to, slip up and backslide. And before you know it, you're back at day one. So I really just want to get through it, because I am trying to do this thing where I complete the things that I say I'm going to complete. It's good for it's good for my feng shui. If I'm not Hey reindeer, if I'm not completing the task that I set out to complete, that's bad juju. That's no good for me, okay? So I want to complete it just because I said I would. And so far everything is going fine. My exercise has been fine. Y'all know I have been sharing a lot of photos in my community trying to bring you guys along with me on my walks and when I'm working out here in the backyard at the house. Now, y'all, about them bears real quick. I'm sitting at the same table that I was when them bears came by, and that's the front of the house. They literally were walking past the front door. Just walking past the front door. So I work out in the back of the I work out in the back, but it's all surrounded by woods. So, they could get me at any moment, y'all. So I be having to watch my back when I do my yoga. But anyway, Reindeer, we just played Dr. Fung's video. You missed it. And I got a little smoke for Dr. Fung. I love the video. I love Dr. Fung. He is to be protected at all costs. That man gonna keep fighting a good fight, no matter how much people push back about calories in, calories out. He gonna keep fighting a good fight. So thank you for that video. But I got a little bit of smoke for him that he really don't deserve. But I'm gonna give it to him because I'm problematic. I'm gonna give it to him because I'm problematic. There's one thing I want to show you guys before we get into the whole gym stuff. Have y'all seen Channing Tatum talk about his before and after? His weight loss, his recent weight loss? He recently lost 70 pounds. Let's see if I can find it. People are losing their shit on Instagram for no goddamn reason over this man. Now, it says Channing Tatum concerned crew when he lost 70 pounds. And it says get him a steak. Man, fuck y'all. But anyway, it says that, well, I don't know if it's gonna say how he did it. I read it on Instagram. Let's see if it says it here. Let's see. Nope. Go away. I got up to 240. Let me see. Weight loss, fasting? Because, see, Instagram be lying to me. Let me see. No, go away. Oh, wait, that might have been it. Okay. Channing Tatum revealed he dropped from 245 pounds. Sorry, I know y'all can't see this, but I'm reading it in a different tab real quick. From 245 to 172 pounds by following a strict routine of fasting until 3 p.m. every day and then eating just 2 small meals. Okay. So listen, y'all. So listen. They talking about, actually, let me go back to let me go back to his before and after picture, because people are acting like they are just dumb as hell. No, I don't want to watch a video. Why would you do that? 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 Y'all, I'm rusty. Me and StreamYard don't go together in the middle of the week. Okay, so that's his before and after, and frankly, okay, I know I'm not supposed to say this. This is blasphemy, but I like bigger Channing. I do. I don't listen, but if he's healthy, if he feels good, then good for him. Like, this is not all about looks, even though we're a little vain over here. Okay, this is not all about looks and sex appeal, even though a lot of it is. How, if he feels good and he feels healthy, then good for him. But the point that I wanted to make was that the headlines of the before and after photo are he lost 70 pounds by fasting from 3 p.m. to whatever it was. Like, he was doing some intermittent fasting. And you know what the calories people are doing? I think, oh God, like, I don't want to say they rode the short yellow bus. That's not nice. Okay. Calories in, calories out people are on Instagram like, he ate less calories. No, he burned less calories than he ate. It has nothing to do with fasting. And I'm like, one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish, knick knack paddywhack. If you don't get the reference, it's basically, I'm trying to demonstrate when a person says something that's a little like, are you okay? Like, when somebody uses like extremely low level logic and puts together, like, they think that they're making a wonderful point, but it's like it's like not remedial, but yeah, kind of remedial. Yeah. It's a remedial low level, like, adolescent point, like kind of like kindergarten, like the cat in the hat. And it's just like, you do know that when you fast, if you're eating all day and then you fast, you by default ate less, right? Why are the calorie people so dumb? Why are they so dumb? Like, don't get me wrong, right? This is gonna get into my smoke for Dr. Fung. I am not saying calories don't matter. I'm not saying that they don't matter. I'm not saying tracking your food doesn't even help to some extent. But the people that think that weight loss comes down to the number of calories solely, hear me out, solely comes down to the number of calories. I'm starting to think not the average layman that really just don't know no better. Like they've just been taught wrong. I'm talking about you on social media loud as fuck and wrong. You on social media trying to treat other people like they're dumb. He says he fasted, which by default is 0 calories. Why can't these people make the connection between 0 and less? You can't get no less than 0. What are they talking about? I've seen it I've seen it post after post, comment after comment. This has nothing to do with fasting. He just ate less calories. And it's just like you don't want to know what you're talking about. You don't want to know. You don't want to learn anything. You don't want to learn anything. You just want to repeat what you have been told over and over and over again. And again, like I said, it's always the people that have never struggled with weight in their life. It's always the people the loudest about calories in, calories out. They are the ones that never had to struggle with their weight. They're the ones that, or they're the small few, the small minority that did use the calories out in, calories out method and saw some success. And because they're in the minority, they think that that's supposed to apply to everybody, which, if quiet is kept, hot take, people that really do the eat less, move more thing and see success, it's because they're removing the ultra processed foods. People that tend to diet tend to remove the ultra processed foods. It's the people that want to diet with ultra processed foods. Oh, a little bit ain't gonna hurt. You deserve a treat. Oh, a cheat day. Them be the ones that don't see success. So people remove the ultra processed foods. They get more sleep. They get more active, and then they lose weight. And they say, "Oh, but calories in, calories out." Or it's the people that never had a problem with their weight in the first place. So I kept seeing this post come up on Instagram, and the calories people are like punching the air, like he just ate less calories. And it's just like, would a coloring book help you? Would some chalk help? Like, did you sniff markers in the second grade more than the rest of us? Because a lot of us did sniff markers, but more than the rest of us. Like, did you only sniff markers in the second grade? Because how do you not know that a part of fasting is eating? It's not even eating less, it's not eating at all. Wouldn't that by default make fasting more effective than eating less? Wouldn't that be the ultimate effective like how are you talking about this had nothing to do with fasting when fasting means eating 0? Now, he ate 0 between a certain time frame, but it's like what you're saying, these people that need some chalk and crayons to make it make sense, what they're saying is all you got to do is cut your calories, and that's more effective, or that's just as effective as not eating anything at all. These people are so anti-fasting. They are so pro put down the fork, but they're pro put down the fork a little bit at a time instead of just putting it the fuck down for 8 hours at a time, or for 16 hours at a time. They put down the fork. Yeah, eat less, but don't just not eat for 16 hours. Don't do that. That's not effective. It's like, I hate you. Like I hate these people. Like, I mean, I hate the illogical mindset of it all, right? This was my issue with Dr. Nadolsky, Dr. Spencer, as I like to call him. This was my issue with him, with his whole, like, his post about keto that people were getting on me about, when it was like, oh, people say that they it was something to the effect of like, people cut their calories and they couldn't lose weight, but then on keto they're eating 2,000-3,000 calories and suddenly they're losing weight, and he don't believe them. And it's like, well, Dr. Nadolsky, you're not accounting for the hormonal changes that comes with dropping that insulin on the keto diet. You're not accounting for that. Remember, we just watched a video where Dr. Fung said How is it that teenage boys can eat pretty much whatever they want in unlimited amount, not unlimited, but they can eat as much as they want and they still lose weight? It's the hormones, it's the testosterone. So it's like, respectfully, Dr. Spence, you're not accounting for the hormonal changes that people would have that are on that keto diet versus the standard American diet, just cutting 500 calories every week or every day. Anyway, shout out to Channing. Listen, as far as the weight loss, I feel like people should be able to lose weight in peace. But since they can't, I'm not gonna let people be big in peace. I'm not gonna let people be big in peace. I'm not gonna let the gym bros gym bro in peace. Nobody gets any peace. If we can't lose weight in peace, nobody gets any peace. Okay. Hey Kimmy girl. Hey Candace, how you doing? He probably did stop drinking. That's the other thing. People will stop drinking, get better sleep, change their diet, and then be like, oh, but it was the calories. It was the calories. Okay. Now that I've said all of that, I do have a reverse side to this that involves, I'm gonna play devil's advocate and take the other side of the argument that gives a little smoke to Dr. Fung. Yes, it comes down to calories, but the way it was achieved was the reason for the weight loss. And saying you lost weight from eating less calories is like saying I lost weight because I lost weight. It's like saying I weighed a pound of rice one day and then I weighed half a pound of rice the next day. So therefore, I should not gain 2 pounds or something like it's like saying if I weigh my food, it's like saying if I weigh a pound of rice and I eat it, I should weigh a pound more on the scale. If I eat 3 pounds of rice, I should weigh 3 pounds more on the scale. If I eat 3 pounds of chicken, that should translate to 3 pounds on the scale. If I eat typically 50 pounds of chicken a week, but then I drop that down to 40 pounds, I should lose 10 pounds, right? But people would consider that to be dumb. So why do we feel the same way about calories? I agree with you, John. It's not that calories don't matter. It's not that calories don't matter. It's that what the where you're getting the calories from, where you're getting them from, and when you're getting them sends instructions to the body. And I don't know why some of our best and brightest can't figure this out. Your layman vein, Miss Dramatic, I don't understand why it's so easy for me to comprehend. I listen, I ain't finished college. I don't understand why it's so easy for me to comprehend that the type of calories you get and when you have them determine the instructions that the body gets. Why can't our best and brightest figure this the fuck out? I don't understand. You can, and you know what, Jen, so do you. I think Dr. Nadolsky hates diets. I don't even disagree with that. I don't care about the diet conversation. I feel like the diet conversation is overblown. I feel like people want to throw the baby out with the bathwater when it comes to diets or dieting because people got it wrong for so many years. But we got it wrong because the information was wrong. Okay? So now that we have better information, there's no need to throw dieting out with, like, there's no need to throw it out with all the bad information. Just pick a better diet. Know what you're doing, know what you're eating and why you're eating it. But our best and brightest can't seem to figure this out because they're already committed to one way of thinking. And that's my issue. That's my issue. I respect Dr. Spencer. He seems like a wonderful doctor, but when it comes, listen, doctors, PCPs and others, specialists, how many hours of nutrition information y'all got in medical school? Ain't it like less than 10 hours or something? Miss me with the diet stuff. Y'all respectfully, y'all don't know what y'all talking about. You don't know. Dr. Fung don't talk about dieting. He say just don't eat. Just don't eat between this hour and this hour, this day and this day. He don't even talk about diets. Forget a diet. Just don't eat. Just don't eat. Not eating will outperform any diet that you can pick. So I understand Dr. Nadolsky's his issue with dieting. I wouldn't even give that any smoke. I just think it's unnecessary to throw the baby out with the bathwater instead of just re-educating people. Like, y'all gave people a bunch of bad information and y'all want to stick with the bad information and then blame the outcome of the bad information instead of updating the goddamn information. That makes no sense. So I don't even have any smoke for for his feelings about diets, but his feelings about calories, yes, I have, and weight loss. His feelings about calories and weight loss, yes, I have smoke for that, because how are you going to treat people like they're dumb about the calorie thing when you can't even get the hormones right? You can't even include the hormonal part of the conversation when you're talking about why someone can and can't lose weight, but yet you support GLP-1s. So GLP and GIP are the only hormones that we need to talk about? Why does GLP and GIP work in the first place? It's not because we're deficient. It's not that. So why does it work? And why do you support it? If it's just calories, that makes no sense. That makes no sense. And then the other thing with the smoke about the dieting is like, but if a diet wrecks your hormones and then a different diet reduces the hormonal havoc that you've brought upon your body, why would you be anti-diet? Why? Just because you don't like the word diet, or you don't like the stigma of dieting? Okay, but you're a part of the best and the brightest. You're supposed to know better, is how I feel. So if the standard American diet wrecks our hormones, causes us to overeat our calories, and then a different diet helps us improve our hormonal balance and allows our body to drop the weight, why would dieting be off the table? If you hear the word dieting and it's automatically a negative connotation, that's a like a you problem or a them problem. That's based on bad information and a bad history of dieting. But we don't listen. Y'all, are y'all okay out there with that diarrhea lettuce? Because y'all don't say nothing about dieting when y'all try to tell somebody to eat a salad, okay? Are y'all okay out there with the diarrhea lettuce? Because I told y'all leave that rabbit food alone. I'm not worried about no diarrhea lettuce because I eat bacon and eggs and chicken, okay? Now I might have to worry about a little salmonella, but ain't no salmonella outbreak right now in my chicken. When that happens, then I'll be concerned. But are y'all okay with the diarrhea lettuce? Are y'all okay out there? I hope everything works out. All right. So all I'm saying is, I respect. I can respect Dr. Fung and Dr. Spencer at the same time, but also realize that Dr. Fung, the only reason he's able to give the information that he's given and get his patients as far as he gets them is because he put some of the old information aside and said that shit don't make no sense. He put some of the old information aside and said, that shit don't make no sense. Now, this other thing over here that used to be done hundreds of years ago, why did we stop doing that? Because that made more sense. And he started doing that. Medicine is a spectrum. It is filled with consensus, and our best and brightest are very stubborn to change. So is science and research, okay? It's all filled with consensus and groupthink. Groupthink. 10 years ago, Dr. Fung was damn near a pariah. Fasting was a cuss word, okay? And some people, they riding the slow bus. They haven't caught up. Like, it's 2026. People are fasting. Ask anybody in your life. Like, people are eating between a specific window. Especially, maybe it's more of a generational thing. I don't know. But it's like if you're not fasting, you know someone that fasts regularly. Okay? So it's like catch up. There's no, you can't get no lower than 0 when it comes to getting the weight off. You can't get no lower than just not eating at all. You can't get no better insulin sensitivity than not eating at all. You can't. Now, what's my smoke for Dr. Fung? Okay. Yes, the diet. Are y'all okay? Are y'all okay with the parasite lettuce? I'm not anti-lettuce. I just don't eat lettuce. So I'm not any well, they're now saying it could be all the produce. And listen, I just bought a $10 yellow watermelon. I just bought a $10. I'm not throwing it away. So if I get the parasite, I get the parasite. Jen, you asked this before, and my answer was the same. It is not a diet. It's not. It's not a diet. In order to diet, you have to be eating. A diet is a style of eating. It's just the way that you eat. We talked about this before. I get it, Jen. I'm not trying to change your mind. I understand. Like you're not into the fasting, you're not into the dieting, you're not into the I get it completely. But what I am saying is there are people that are very loud about their disapproval. And for the people that are loud about their disapproval, I'm saying that they don't know what they're talking about. I think it's perfectly fine for the average person to not give a fuck. Like if you've already gotten your weight under control, it's perfectly fine to not give a fuck. Like I truly believe that. But it's like people that are trying to tell other people that they are wrong or dumb, then yeah, I have smoke. Fasting is not a diet. Fasting means eating nothing. You are not on a diet if you eat nothing. Yeah? You're not on a diet if you eat nothing. For those in the back, you're not on a diet if you eat nothing. If you eat the standard American diet, that is your diet. If you eat the Mediterranean diet, that is your diet. If you eat the Japanese diet, that is your diet. If you eat keto, that is your diet. If you eat on Wednesdays, not on Thursdays, and then you double up on Fridays, that is your diet. Diet, by definition, is just a way of eating. Now, if we're talking about diet culture, if you're talking about diet culture, then that's different. That's different. I haven't stopped eating lettuce and I have been fine. Didn't hear this until today. I'm glad you're okay. I don't want you to get the diarrhea parasite. I don't want you to get the diarrhea parasite. But yeah, it started out with Taco Bell, but now it's spreading. It's in like 31 states. This diarrhea causing parasite. And they first said lettuce, but now they're saying it could be any of the produce. So I don't know. I'm about to eat this watermelon though. I know that. Probably not today because I'm fasting. I forgot I love fasting for y'all. Yeah, exactly. Jen, you don't count. You already lost your weight. I'm talking to the people that think that they could tell people that are struggling with their weight that it's all about calories. So, no, fasting is not a diet. No, you cannot get lower than 0 when it comes to cutting your calories for the calorie people. If a person fasts and lose weight and loses weight, you can't then come back and say, no, you just ate more calories. It's like you just ate less calories. It's like, duh. That's the point that I'm trying to make. It's like, duh, they ate less calories. Duh. But you know what else happened? Their insulin levels dropped. Their body got the signal to release the fat. That does not happen by just cutting 500 calories because you know what you're still doing? Eating. You know what you're probably still doing? Being a big back with ultra processed foods. So anyway, I'll get off that high horse. Let's get into my smoke for Dr. Jason Fung, okay? Now, my favorite internet doctor, love him, love him, love him. But something that he has said for years that has stuck with me that I have started to slowly let go of is the idea that well, first he used to be heavy on the calories don't count. He used to be like real adamant about that. I've seen that he has started to just say, okay, fine, the calories do count, but they don't count as much as you think, right? So that's one thing. I can agree with that. So he tries to emphasize the hormonal responses. Now, the thing that I have an issue with is when he says, you know, it's not your fault, it's not your fault, it's not your fault. I think that we have to be a bit more nuanced with that in the days of a GLP-1. In the days of regular GLP-1 usage, I think that we have to be a bit more nuanced in what we mean by it's not your fault. Okay? Hey Rhonda, how you doing? Hey Teddy, hey Tanya. Hello, hello, hello. Yes, Teddy, I agree. The type and then the timing. Because if you eat the right type of calories 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times a day, guess what you're doing? Telling your body to store body fat 7, 8, 9, 10 times a day. So the timing does matter, right? Now, I heard a great example, or no, I'm sorry, I didn't hear it. I read it in the Hunger Code. Kids don't eat when they're not hungry. Now, I'm not coming for parents. I'm not a parent. I'm just repeating what was said in the book. It don't make no sense why parents are also always forcing their kids to finish food. They don't want it. They don't want it. Like, they don't want it. They're not hungry. And then we learn some of that. I didn't have that problem. I wasn't taught that. But some of us do have that problem where it's like we feel obligated to finish what's on our plate because we couldn't get up from the table when we were kids. It's like he talked about how naturally children will eat when they're hungry, they will stop when they're full, and when they're not hungry, they will reject food. But then their parents will chase them down to put them on a specific eating schedule and a specific amount of food. And it's just like even a baby knows to cry when they're hungry. Even a baby knows to cry when they're hungry. So it's like, listen, I'm not saying it, the book said it. It don't make no sense to be forcing kids to eat past their hunger cues. It literally makes no sense. And that's how we partially end up as adults that can't tell the difference between when we're physically hungry, when we're emotionally hungry, when we're just bored, or when it's just time to eat. It's breakfast, so it's time to eat. A lot of us are just eating on a schedule. Okay. So with that being said, here's my smoke with Dr. Jason Fung when he says, it's not your fault, it's not your fault, it's not your fault. I say yes, but or no, but. Okay. He says it's not about eat less, move more, or discipline. Well, it's not only about that, Dr. Jason Fung. Now, Dr. Fung. Okay. All right. Listen. Some people out here are making, not even some, a lot of people, like okay, obesity and what causes it. He just went over some of the hormonal actions in the body that regulates weight gain or weight loss, right? Weight gain doesn't automatically mean obesity. Weight loss doesn't automatically mean, I don't know, anorexia or something like that. So there are different factors when it comes to weight gain. We know that. But when it comes to the obesity epidemic, there's a pattern. Most of that is from the ultra processed foods. Most of that is from the hyperinsulinemia. Most of that is from the body not being able to get the signal to burn fat because insulin is too high. Yes, sometimes it's cortisol. Yes, sometimes it's hyperthyroidism. Yes, sometimes it's this. Yes, sometimes it's that. All of those things are true. Sometimes it's perimenopause. Sometimes it's your cycle. Sometimes it's pregnancy. All of those things are true. But when it comes to obesity, not just weight gain, all of those things are true when it comes to weight gain. When it comes to obesity is supposed to be extremely rare because it used to be extremely rare. Okay. Everybody didn't have hyperthyroidism. Everybody didn't have this and have that. And everybody wasn't going through perimenopause. Perimenopause don't explain why the kids are fat. Okay. It don't explain that. It don't. Your cycle doesn't explain why a prepubescent child is obese. It don't explain that. It don't. It don't. Okay. So, hey Sydney, hey girl. So when so now that we understand the hormonal part for those that aren't hyper focused on calories, um, I just thought of another analogy. That's like saying eating spicy food controls your body temperature. I just thought about it because hormones also control body temperature. Hormones regulate everything within the body. So it's like if I eat a spicy Cheeto, will my body temperature go up 1 degree? If I eat some ice, like I mean, on a small scale to some extent with the ice, that might be a horrible example, but it's like okay, whatever. So anyway, when he says this, like not hormones aside, but hormones understood, right? Hormones understood. He does a great job talking about behavior. Maybe he needs to go into the behavior code or the habit code or he needs a book specific to condition hunger or behaviors that lead to some of the outcomes that we get. Because as a society, we's a couple of big bags. as a society, we exude a lot of big back energy. We do. And the part that gets ignored by medicine is that a lot of that comes from food addiction, okay? A lot of that comes from food addiction, not bacon, egg, and cheese, chicken, and steak addiction, but like bagels and pizza and breakfast cereals and processed this muffins and processed that addiction, sodas and juices and all of that, right? Now, when a person is in the thick of it, in the thick of a sugar or carbohydrate or food addiction, I understand that it can be very hard to not give in to those things. That's why we have our GLP-1s. Amen. Some of us, that's how the GLP-1 helped us. It helped us maybe not never want those foods again, but it helped us be put in a better a position to crave them less and to practice the saying no, okay? We have to have a little bit of accountability though. When he says it's not your fault, it's not your fault, it's not your fault. I think that that applies to maybe our parents and grandparents, maybe, because they were just coming into the wave of ultra processed foods. So they're, I mean, how were they supposed to know that Kraft macaroni and cheese was gonna make their kid obese? How were they supposed to know that Kool-Aid or Oreos or all of these different like how were they supposed to know that? And to be honest with you, Dr. Fung even talks about when he was a kid, they ate those foods and still weren't obese. It's just that they weren't eating all the time. They weren't eating all goddamn day, all the time. That's why he talks about the fasting. So there's a little bit of an argument that, okay, ultra processed foods can play a minor role in your life, but when they consume your life, then that's where the problem lies. We have to find a way to express a little bit of accountability though in 2026, I feel. I feel. Do I think as a society as a whole that we are to blame for the obesity rates that we see, like the people that ended up obese? No, I blame the government, I blame medicine for not doing the work, and I blame the researchers for agreeing to shit without having done the research. And then when the research failed, they just ignored it. There's a study that Dr. Fung talks about in the video that we just played. There's a study he talks about, um, a women's health initiative study where they followed a certain amount of women, they put them on calorie deficit diets, and they were supposed to lose a certain amount of weight, over 30 pounds, and they ain't lose shit. Okay. So when those types of studies come out and you don't get the results you want, you just poo-poo that and still keep giving people the same advice. So yeah, I blame medicine. I blame the doctors. I blame big food. I blame the government. I blame them all for the obesity rates that we have. Okay. But now that we are here in the age of the interconnects and everybody and their mama running their mouth online, there has to be a little bit of accountability help. Okay. I'm not talking about the family in the food desert that may or may not have internet at certain times of the month, struggling to get to work, struggling to get groceries, struggling to get to school. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the rest of you hooligans that are online running your goddamn mouth, talking about what is or ain't and what should and shouldn't work and what you should and should not do. Okay? So my smoke for Dr. Jason Fung is let's be a little more nuanced when we say, oh, it's not your fault, it's not your fault, it's not your fault. Because some people have the information. He also talks about in the book that having the information alone is not enough. Okay, so V, shut up. But I'm just saying, some people either have never experienced it, or some people are not seeking help. Some people are only willing to do half the work and they're not willing to take accountability for their actions. That is a reality. That does happen. We see it in the GLP-1 community. We see people get on a GLP-1 and then eat 90% packaged foods in their diet. We see that. I don't know if I want to blame that on addiction. You guys tell me if I'm reaching. Jen, shut up. I, okay, I, Jen, I hate you. I hate you so much. I hate everything that you stand for. And you will continue to talk shit because you are the goat of shit talking, okay? And the goat of you losing weight with just the GLP-1, no weight training, no changing your diet, no nothing. You the goat of the diarrhea lettuce, okay, Jen? We heart you, Jennifer. There's a lot of people not taking accountability for their actions. There's a lot of people in denial and not taking accountability for their eating, because think about it like this. Even if you have the information, how are you going to change your behaviors if you never take accountability? So, if you have the information and you don't change what got you big in the first place, then yeah, that is your fault. That's your fault. It may not be your fault that you gained the weight in the first place, but once you are informed, what you do with that information or don't do with it is your fault. It is. And people do eat too much because we're in America. Now, I know he's in Canada. Canada got terrible rates too, but it's like, when he says it's not about eat less, move more, he's saying it's not as simple as just cutting your calories and seeing results. I get that, okay? But I think, again, we need to be a bit more nuanced when we're saying that, because people will be led to believe that they don't have to eat less at all. And I'm telling you, if your back is big, you're eating too much. You do need to eat less. Not by way of calories. Maybe the question should be, eat less of what? You are overeating. Overeating what? Yeah. You might need to skip the waffles at breakfast. Yeah. You might need to skip the pizza 2 or 3 times a week and skip the donuts at the office. People do need to eat less. People are overeating. But that don't apply to the steak and potatoes people necessarily. Not necessarily. You can overeat that stuff, but it's not likely to cause obesity. Now, if you're already obese, if you're overeating those things, it may slow down your progress to weight loss, but those are two different things. Eating steak and potatoes isn't necessarily going to lead to obesity, but if you're already obese, the rules need to change. Yes, you do need to be accountable. Yes, you do need to eat less and move more. You do need to do that. You do need to do those things. And I sometimes I just feel like Dr. Fung is a bit too dismissive of the eat less, move more, because you would be implying that we're not eating too much to begin with, and we are. It's the hormones. It's not the calories are not at the forefront. I think that's where we miss the calorie people, because they outside drawn with chalk. Okay, we're gonna lead them out. We're gonna lead them out there and bring them a snack in a minute or two, because they love snacking, right? We're gonna bring them a juicy juice and some apple slices in a minute. Let them out. Let them stay out there. But for everybody else, yeah, you do need to eat less. You do need to eat less. You need to be specific about what you're eating less of. And I think the measurement of less shouldn't be necessarily tracked in calories. It could be. I don't think it's going to hurt, but that can't be your only measurement. That can't be your only measurement. This needs to be tracked in straight up removing foods from your diet while you're trying to address the obesity. This goes back to what I was talking about last week with telling obese people and telling people that are addicted to food, ain't nothing wrong with a little moderation. Moderation, everything in moderation. No, 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 absolutely not. I don't believe that. I don't. If you're just starting out, if you're just educating yourself, if you're just putting your foot in the door of weight loss, the last thing you need to hear is just cut your calories, because you know what people will do? Save their calories for the cake. You know what people will do? Save their calories for the pizza. You know what people will do? Overeat their calories and then think they can make up for it in the gym. Let's segue. So my smoke for Dr. Fung wasn't that big of a deal. It was just, all right, Dr. Fung, stop telling people it ain't their fault. Because sometimes it is, okay? Like, some of this is our fault, okay? When you become a grown adult, especially a grown middle class adult, we can give a little leeway to those living in poverty and, difficult situations, right? Okay, but that's why we got to put the information out there so that people that are seeking it out can have access to it, even if they don't have all of the resources that we have. But if you was a middle class adult, okay, with access to the internet on your $1,500 phone, missed me with it. I don't give a fuck if you're on a GLP-1 or not. I say, hey, if you want help with the hormonal aspect of the cravings and the hunger, find you a hormonal response. But if you don't want to do a pharmaceutical hormonal response, you know what the next response is for your hormones, or you know what the next intervention is for your hormones, Jenitha? It's your diet. It's your diet. If you don't want to do a pharmaceutical intervention like us, GLP-1 girlies and guys, if you don't want to do, or the phentermine crowd, if you don't want to do a hormonal intervention for your hunger and cravings, if you don't want to do a pharmaceutical intervention, you know what the intervention is to address your hormones? It is your diet. And that is where people are not taking accountability. And I don't know if they're not taking accountability just because they don't know no better, or if they're not taking accountability because they're in denial, or they're delusional, they're getting misinformation, or because they just don't give a fuck. And I'm saying this as a person that knew this before getting on a GLP-1. But remember, Dr. Fung said in his book, having the information alone, sometimes that's not enough. Like, people can know they're supposed to eat salad, and then they don't eat the salad. And then the salad starts giving you diarrhea, and then the person that's not eating the salad is not in any danger. Diarrhea lettuce, okay? Y'all can have y'all diarrhea lettuce. I told y'all put that rabbit food down. But it's like, I don't think that kids can be blamed for their obesity. I don't think that people in poverty necessarily, right? Because y'all not off the hook either. There's nothing saying that, because okay, we know, no, let me save that for a different topic, because that I'm gonna get way off topic with that. I'll save that for a different topic. Hey Nicole, how you doing? And anybody else I missed in the chat, how you doing? Like the stream, share, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram at Vanity Reigns, okay? I think it's a mistake to just say this is not your fault without a but. This is not your fault, but, or this is not your fault. However, now that we're here, what you do moving forward is your responsibility. Okay? I am sick of the people on Instagram. I'm sick of it, but I can't get enough. Like, I'm like hate watching. Well, no, I'm not hate watching. It just keeps coming up in my algorithm. I'm sick of I saw this girl she was either on Instagram or TikTok. Matter of fact, I think she was in Athena's compilation of, don't get fat. She gonna say, bless her heart. Bless her heart. I'm not trying to be mean, but she gonna say, she was talking about how difficult it is to lose weight. And then gonna say, I tried everything, nothing worked. Now, y'all know me, and my face was like, here we go. Do you know what she said immediately after that? Some of this stuff is just coming out on autopilot. Like, we just saying shit because we hear it, and then we say it, and then we hear it, and we're not thinking about what we're saying. She says, I've tried everything, and it's hard. Like, I've tried everything, and nothing is working. She then says, well, I can't say that. I recently lost 14 pounds. I can't say that. I recently lost 14 pounds. So you're just gonna, so what was the whole rant about? Nothing worked. Like, she wasn't even thinking. She's so used to hearing that nothing works. She's so used to it that she's like, I tried everything and nothing works. No, that's not true. I did recently just lose 14 pounds. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, what? But then she started to get into how the weight loss is slow, and it's like, oh, that's the problem. You're not getting the results as fast as you want them. And to be honest, I'm okay with that. Like, I'm okay with someone saying, you know what, it's just not coming fast enough, because I'm team it ain't coming fast enough, but I'm also team it ain't coming fast enough because I keep doing big bag shit. That's the part that people aren't being honest about. So Dr. Fung, we gotta tell people, okay, we got to be honest with some people and say, listen, what are you eating? Because no, if you are still eating out, if you are still snacking, eating in between meals, eating late, you don't want to You don't want to shorten your eating window. You want to eat as soon as you get up and right before you go to bed. Then yeah, the weight loss is going to be slow. It's going to be slow. But let's get into the people that think exercise is the way out of obesity. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, like, it's not. It's not. Give me a second. Oh wow, you're not even gonna let me share. Wow, that's crazy work. I guess I have to do it this way. Um, this is my 1 year before and after. Okay. A little dramatic. That's what it says. Sydney. Oh, you talking about the nothing is working? Is that what you're talking about, Jen? Yeah, people just saying shit. And it's I guess I'm just, maybe I'm wrong for being annoyed by it, but it's like I was annoyed. I was annoyed. I really was. I'm like, how are you gonna say nothing is working and then say you lost 14 pounds? The results just aren't coming as quickly as you want. And I can damn near guarantee, oh, it's my genetics. Oh, it's my hormones. Yes, it is sure, it's your hormones. But if you don't want the pharmaceutical intervention, it's your diet. It's what you're eating. Exercise is not going to fix that for you. It's not. So let's get into my before and after and how these people are getting on my goddamn nerves. Hey, Kat, how you doing, girl? Kat, may you never change your avatar because I love the hat. I love it. Like, I love it. May you never change it, Kat. Please don't change it. Okay, so let's get into my before and after because I hate people. I not the average person that just may be confused. I'm talking about people that are online being loud as fuck and loud and wrong. Okay. This is not even my entire Zepbound journey. It's not. Or my entire weight loss journey. Forgive my dark inner thighs. I'm not covering this shit up. Oh well. Okay. As long as y'all not seeing my goodies, then whatever. But so this picture on the left is from July of last year. And of course, this picture on the right is from July of this year. This is from like yesterday or some shit. This is a 1 year difference. This is a 40-pound difference. So overall, I've lost nearly 100. I don't have easy access to the photos from 2 years ago. So I decided to do this one. Okay. Now, let's go to this picture. Okay. On the left, I took the drugs and the drugs are working. On the left, those are your Zepbound results. Those are your Zepbound results, okay? On the right, though, that's your gym result. That bicep right there, Zepbound didn't do that. Zepbound didn't do that. Okay? Zepbound didn't do that at all. The gym didn't do this. Zepbound didn't do that. The gym didn't do this. Zepbound didn't do that. One more time. The gym didn't do this. Zepbound didn't do that. Are we on the same page here? That's the same day. These are pictures of in the same day, in case I didn't specify. These are the same day. All I did was lift my arm up to show the muscle. Hold on. Okay, all I did was lift my arm up to show the muscle. That's all I did. Okay? So these pictures were taken at the same time. This is not a before and after. This is a Zepbound results versus weight training results. Zepbound results versus weight training results. Okay? Hey Monique, how you doing? So the point that I'm trying to make is like Jen said, I took the drugs and the drugs are working. I took the drugs and I lost the weight because my body got the signal to lose the weight. But you know what Zepbound can't do? Give me these guns. Zepbound can't do that. Zepbound can't do that. So when you're telling people, when y'all online loud as fuck and wrong, talking about, "Ugh, you just gotta lock in. You just gotta, it's like, are you thinking that you still get to eat what you want, crush it in the gym, and then get the body fat off? Hold on, no, let's go back. Let's go back to the other picture. Let's go back to this. Let's go back to this one. The gym didn't do that. Now there's some muscle underneath that you probably can't see, but that body fat percentage change, I did not achieve that by working myself to death in the gym. In fact, I wasn't even serious about the gym until we're in July now, so the past 8 months. The gym didn't do that. I didn't eat what I want and then went to go crush it. The gym did not get here. Are you listening? Hear me. Hear me. Hear me. The gym did not take 95 pounds off of my body. Yeah? The gym did not take 95 pounds off of my body. Okay? Okay? Now, I'm not even saying that people that don't work out need to work out. I'm not saying that. But the reason why I have such an attitude about this is because y'all know my sister is trying to get on a skinny train, right? So over the next few weeks, we're going to be giving her, the business about what it takes to really get the weight off. Even though we've used GLP-1s, I think some of y'all are giving the GLP-1 all of the credit. And if that's the case for you, then fine. But for me, the GLP-1 can't get all of the credit. If the GLP-1 got all of the credit, I would have had my 100 pounds off in the first year. If Zepbound got all the credit, my 100 pounds would have been off in the first year. It would have came off like nothing. But no, there's more to it than that. And I don't want people that are just getting started out losing weight without a GLP-1, even with the GLP-1, but without a GLP-1, especially feeling like they got to be 300 pounds crushing it in the gym. And then it's too hard because they're carrying an extra 150 pounds on their back. It's too hard, so they get discouraged. You got to work on that kitchen, buddy. Y'all want to know what my sister said she was eating? She gave us a list, right? She gave us a list of what she was eating, like what she's been eating recently and what she ate during her pregnancy. So let me read off the list for y'all, because this is why I asked her for it, so I can share it with y'all. I just forgot to. Okay. So I told her to give me a list of what she usually eats. And she tried to clean it up. She was like, you want me to tell you what I'm eating or what I'm willing to eat? No, I don't want to go down a rabbit hole of what you're willing to eat. We all say we're willing to eat a salad and some of us ain't willing to eat a salad, okay? We all say that. No. What are you already eating? There's a methodology that Dr. Fung talks about in his book where he says it's better to talk about what you won't do versus what you will do. I'm not gonna eat this. I'm not gonna eat that. I don't eat this. I don't do that. It's easier to do that than it is to say I do X, Y, and Z, right? So here's her list: fish, soda, cold cut sandwiches, sweet potato fries, tomatoes, avocado, waffles, eggs, bacon, spaghetti, ground beef, mac and cheese, caramel lattes. That's my sister. She mocha choca, okay? Ice cream, donuts, Doritos, cakes, tuna fish with crackers, hot dogs, air fried chicken, rice. That's her list. Do we need it again? You need me to say it slower? Y'all need me to say it slower? And let me show y'all the before and after from the back. Okay. There it is. There it is. Now y'all see my little back muscles coming in. The gym did that. Now Zebound did the other stuff. Zebound did the other stuff. Okay, y'all see them rolls disappearing. Let me just let y'all bask in my amazing before and after. That's in a year. A year. A year. A year. Okay. A year. Jenitha, that's my sister. What do you want from us? We're the same person virtually. Like, what do you want? It's a family thing. Yes, mocha choca, mocha choca. Okay. So one more time: fish, soda, cold cut sandwiches, sweet potato fries, tomatoes, avocado, waffles, eggs, bacon, spaghetti, ground beef, mac and cheese, caramel lattes, ice cream, donuts, Doritos, cakes, tuna fish with crackers, hot dogs, air fried chicken and rice. And you know what? I'm willing to say that part of this has to do with her having she's not a toddler anymore, but a kid. Well, she has two kids now, but one is a baby, so he wouldn't be eating any of this. But we probably gonna end up cleaning up baby girl diet too, just by the way her mother eats, right? Like, so are we going to say she eats like this because because maybe the kid eats like this, or the kid eat like this because she eats like this? My niecey, my twinsy, she gonna be a mocha choca baby too, and I'm gonna turn my nephew into a mocha choca baby. Yes, Lord. Okay. You see, Dr. Fung, you see why you can't just be telling us that it's not our fault, because then some of us don't want to take accountability for our mocha chocas. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Okay. When she says she wanted to get on a skinny train, she's like, I don't know what I need, but I'm ready. And I'm like, what could you possibly need? I know this is rich coming from a GLP-1 girl, right? I know it's rich. Somebody may be like, well, it don't make sense to take advice from you because you're on a GLP-1. Okay, so for one, I did successfully lose weight before a GLP-1 when I changed what I was eating and when I stopped eating with fasting. You know why the weight came back? Because I stopped doing those things, because I wasn't taking seriously that some of this shit just gotta go. I wasn't taking that seriously. So I got on a GLP-1 so that I would want those things less. But if a person is not gonna get on a GLP-1, then they gotta do this shit the hard way. And if they gotta do it the hard way, then you may as well be honest with them up front and say some of this shit got to go. Okay? You're gonna have to remove, you're gonna have to do away with the mindset of, oh, but a little bit, but that's not fair. Yeah, no, being fit is not about being fair. It's not. It's about the work that you put in. It's about the changes that you make. It's about the decisions that you make. So when a person is just getting started out, it's unfortunate for them to think that, like, they think exercise first. They think exercise before they think the kitchen. Am I saying exercise is not important? Why would I say that? Why? Why would I say that? Why would I say exercise is not important? Why would I say that? If you think what I'm saying is that exercise is not important, then you're just not listening. You're just not listening. I'm not saying exercise is not important. You see what exercise did for me? You see what exercise is doing for me? It's not that it's not important, but I have lost enough weight that exercise is easier. I get to balance out my fat loss and weight training because I already lost a bunch of weight. So yeah, I do get to put more effort into the gym part of it because I'm not seeking weight loss in the gym. I go to the gym for those arms. That's what I go to the gym for. I go to the gym for those arms and everything else, and the waist and the back muscles. I go to the gym to find out what that back do though, what them back muscles do though, what them shoulder muscles do though. That's what I go to the gym for. Sorry, I'm trying to airdrop myself another picture. Hold on. That's what I go to the gym for. To work them shoulders, the back, the glutes, the arms, the ab. I go to the gym for muscle. That's what I go for. That's what I go for. Nicole says, some people need to lose some weight before they can start exercising. That's what I had to do. No way I could work out at 289 pounds. Nicole, that's exactly my point. That's the elephant in the room that people don't want to address. That's the elephant in the room. It's not that you shouldn't work out. It's that if you already live a sedentary lifestyle, or like you already don't exercise very frequently, whatever type of movement you do is probably going to be enough. So like for my sister, she doesn't have a gym member. She doesn't go to the gym, but I know her because we've been here before, both of us. She gonna think she gotta hit what's them beach body workouts that we used to like to do? Hip hop, abs, insanity. I'm dating myself now. All them beach body workouts. And it's like, no. And to be honest with you, I wish I had admitted this to myself sooner. I wish I had admitted it to myself sooner. Because the reality is, the only thing you need to start losing weight, and I'm saying this as a person on the GLP-1, I chose to do this the easier way. But there are other ways. There are other ways. Now, I didn't think enough people would be here watching for me to ask this question, but let me go ahead and ask it. For those of you that feel like you tried to lose weight before a GLP-1 and were unsuccessful, the nothing worked, or I couldn't get it off, or be honest with me. What were you doing to lose the weight? And was it that the weight really wasn't coming off, or was it coming off and and you were putting it back on whenever you went back to your old habits? Or was it coming off and then you had crash dieted so much, cut your calories so low that your metabolism was messed up and the weight started to creep back up? Was it really that the weight wasn't coming off? How many people feel like their only path to weight loss was the GLP-1? I have never said that. No, never. Because I don't believe that. I know for a fact if I had started fasting again, I would have lost the weight again. I didn't feel like doing it. And I love fasting. Fasting is helping me out now. That's how I lost 8 pounds in the past week. I know it worked. I didn't feel like doing that shit. My argument is never that it don't work. That was never my argument. It was not that I couldn't do it. It was that I was struggling and didn't want to struggle no more. So I chose the hormonal GLP-1 route. But I happened to stumble upon GLP-1s. People were already using them and I didn't know about them. So my plan up until that point, in fact, before I even got on Zepbound, I had already gotten back on the weight loss train with my fasting, with restricting my window, with lowering my carbs. I had already lost 10 pounds before I went to Vegas. So technically I was at 232 in Vegas, not 242 or 230 something. I had already started losing weight because I already knew what to do. I just didn't feel like doing that shit. So when I found out there was another option, I took it. I'm not ashamed of that. Who the fuck I don't want to do this the old fashioned way. But if you are going to do it the old fashioned way, you are not doomed. And sometimes the GLP-1 people be acting like the old fashioned way is doomed. If the old fashioned way is just cutting your calories by 500 until you see some miracle weight, then yes, that's doomed. But the old fashioned way of don't eat the ultra processed foods, that's not doomed. Don't eat all day, every day, that's not doomed. Incorporate a little bit of fasting, that's not doomed. Eat whole foods, that's not doomed. Move your body as much as your body allows at your current weight, that's not doomed. Go outside for a walk, Jen, that's not doomed. That's not doomed. Put down the soda, drink water. That's not doomed. It's not. Put down the mocha chocas, Jen. That's not doomed. Every goddamn time I stall out, I gotta get rid of my mocha choker. It's so annoying. It's so annoying when Jen is right. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much. Shawnee says at 290, started working out 2 weeks prior to my first shot, but was only able to do 20 to 30 minutes. You do. I'm not telling people that are bigger not to work out. I'm saying don't fall for the antics that you see online. Don't fall for the crushing it at 300 pounds in the gym. 300 pounds of body fat. Okay, it's probably not 300 pounds of body fat, but it's like you ain't worked out in how long? And like you have muscle under there. Don't get it twisted. If you're carrying around 150 pounds of excess body weight, you have muscle under there. But the objective is, hear me. I don't know how many times I have to say this. The gym does not remove the body fat, because the body fat was not solely stored by calories alone. So increasing your calorie expenditure in the gym will not make those fat cells shrink. Once they're in there, they are locked in there until your body tells them to come out. Okay? The fatty acids that go into the fat cell and make you a big back, because you're doing big back stuff because you ain't know no better. Okay, I'm fine. You ain't know no better. But now I'm getting you caught up. I'm getting y'all caught up, okay? Once your fat is inside the cell and that door locks, it is in there. You know why? Because tomorrow you're going to do some more big back stuff. And then some more fat cells are going to get filled up. And then what you're going to do after the day after that, you're going to do some more big back stuff. And at no point does that fat cell open to release the fat. Going to the gym is not going to change that. It's not. It's not. At the very most, you may help burn up some stored blood sugar, which is a good thing. You may help burn up some stored glycogen. Stored readily available blood sugar and stored glycogen. You might burn some of that up, which is a good thing. But after that, if you go do some big back stuff, guess what's not coming out of that cell? The fat. All you did was burn up some glycogen and then went to replenish your glycogen. And as long as glucose and glycogen is available, guess what's not being utilized? Fat, fatty acids. It's not. So going to the gym, I'm not saying doesn't change anything. It'll make you feel better, or if you work out at home or go for a walk or do some stretching, whatever it is, do that to make your body feel well. Do that to make your body feel better and make it stronger. But when it comes to removing the body fat, the gym is not going to do it. It's not. Then people will be like, oh, hit the gym, put on the muscle. Muscle burns calories. And it's just like, you mean the calories that you're currently eating? We know that, right? We know that our first source of fuel is what our primary source of fuel is what we're putting in our mouth. We know that, right? So as long as you're constantly eating, that's what's being utilized. And then the glucose and the glycogen after that. The fat is locked away in case you start, you are in the wilderness starving somewhere and your body needs that body fat for when you're what? Not able to eat. So putting on muscle, yes, it is good for your overall health. It is good for your metabolic function. But putting on muscle is not going to be your way out of obesity if you never change what you're eating. If you never change how much you're eating and what you're eating and when you're eating. What, when, how? Do we need to get into the why? We could save that for a different stream because we've covered that a number of times. Do we need to get into the who? Who are you eating with? You're a reflection of your circle. You eating by yourself because you're embarrassed? You eating with your big back friends? Are you eating with your skinny friends? Probably not. Like, who are you eating? Are you eating with your kids? So you want to eat animal crackers every day? They shouldn't even be eating animal crackers every day if you want to talk about it. So it's like, who, what, when, where, why, how? This is 5th grade. Say it with me now. Atkins recycled. I kept losing and regaining. Okay. Using a GLP-1 is not the easy way. We work harder on this journey. Working out, changing our habits, drinking more H2O, getting more protein, mainly taking accountability. It's easier than the other way. It's not a cheat code, but it is easy for me. maybe not everybody else. It's not that it's so easy that you don't work hard, but I don't have to work as hard as a person that's going to be doing this without a GLP-1. I don't. And I think us GLP-1 users have to be honest about that. We don't have to. Is it hard work? It's damn sure hard work. And that's a misconception that people think it's not hard work at all. No, it's hard work, but is it as hard as doing it without the GLP-1? No, it is not. People that are going to do it without the GLP-1 are going to have it harder. But I'm one to say that they can still do it. I know for a fact that they can. I know they can because I did it. I just didn't feel like doing it like that. I didn't feel like it. I didn't feel like it. Before GLP-1, I was fasting, eating clean. I lost 20 pounds, but after 4 months, I gave up because of the food noise, gained it all back, and some extra weight. Yeah. So it's not that it didn't work. It's that we went back to our old ways for a number of different reasons. That's what it is. When I couldn't lose the weight and I said I tried everything, I realized I just didn't know what it really meant to eat healthy, and I didn't know anything about hormones and insulin. Absolutely. Absolutely. We say the easy way plus the cost of this medication. It's a financial burden, but I still have it easier than a person doing it without the financial burden. I have it easier than them. Like, I don't want to fast every day. I don't. No, Jen. No, Jen. No, Jennifer. I started at 270, but I'm at 245 now, so I lost 25 pounds. I recently had oral surgery, so I had to eat soft foods that won't affect the gums. Oh, okay. I lost 60 pounds, and congratulations on the weight loss, JG. I lost 60 pounds just by changing my diet and by being more active, not working out, just moving my body more. That's it. Right. Okay. I was like, wait, you just said you changed your diet. Okay. I got you. Okay. So you changed your diet and you just moved more. Stretching, walking, all of that. Now, when it comes to getting stronger, then yes, we do. Once you get some of that weight off, then yes, we do need to go beyond just, a leisurely walk or, just some stretching, right? Like ChatGPT told me I got to put a pep in my step. Like, so just when you're that heavy, just being more active at all is gonna be enough to help your body feel better. But it's not gonna get that body fat off. It's not. Like, and when I say that, right, to be clear, because for the walking for weight loss people, I'm not on y'all side. I'm not. Like, let me be clear. I am not on y'all side. I'm not. Just because I walk because 75 hard makes me walk, okay? And because it's good for me and I gotta get outside and get my sunlight and all of that. But I'm not on y'all side. I'm not. I don't believe in exercise for weight loss. Like, call it what y'all want. Call it what you want. Call it what you want. And you know what? I take that back. When you're that heavy, then yeah, maybe the extra effort from carrying around 150 extra pounds, yeah, maybe that is enough to tip the scale just a little bit. But it's not enough to outweigh what you're eating. It's not. So sure, if you want to put them together, then sure, I'll give the walking people that. I'll give the walking for weight loss people that. But the reason why I listen, I don't get into the walking for weight loss is because people will think that they still get to eat the way that they're eating and then just walk and the weight will come off. It won't. And if it does come off, it's not going to stay off. It's not. It's not. Not for the majority of people. It's not. I keep telling my friends, come over to this side and get some help. They struggling. They don't have to struggle. And I'm also not of the belief that everybody has to get on a GLP-1. I don't believe you have to. I want people to, but if they don't want to, I don't think that they're doomed. They're only struggling because they don't know why they're struggling. Like, they're struggling, if I had to guess, because they're not ready to be honest about what's causing the struggle in the first place. The food is causing the struggle. The ultra processed foods is causing the struggle. Unless you have some sort of other condition, some other hormonal issue, if your weight gain is from eating, then the only way to fix it is to fix the eating. They got to fix that kitchen. They're not ready. They're not ready to fix that kitchen. I was already doing everything. No, I'm sorry. I was already doing everything. Everything. Started Zepbound and the weight and metabolic markers began improving instantly. Inflammation is real. Postmenopause changes can be dramatic. Sydney, hear me out. I am not I asked y'all the question for a reason. I asked y'all the question to see what people were going through, not to say that there aren't exceptions to the rule. I'm saying what you experienced is not the rule. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying people would take that experience and apply it to the masses, and it don't apply. It don't. So I'm not saying that some people don't need a GLP-1 for inflammation, for hormone, for metabolic markers. Sure, that's all great. Like I believe that that's a thing. But when it comes to obesity as a whole or obesity in general, a lot of people are saying, I tried everything and they did not. A lot of people are saying, I tried everything and they're still eating Doritos. A lot of people are saying, I tried everything and nothing worked. Well, I did lose 14 pounds. Okay, so something did work. Something did work. What you want, not you, but what that person wants is for the weight loss to come off easier while they still get to do the same old shit. And that's not how that works. So thank you for sharing that, Sydney. Most of my postmenopausal friends are inflamed. These are people who never had a weight or metabolic problem in their entire lives. Most are very active, eat well, etc. But it doesn't matter. And I think that that's a group of people that I'm not talking about. So thank you for sharing that, because I'm not talking about someone that has Cushing's because their cortisol is too high. I'm not talking about someone that has hyperthyroidism. I'm not talking about someone that never had a weight problem in their life and then they got to perimenopause and suddenly their weight is out of control. I'm not even, that doesn't mean don't share, but what I'm saying is thank you for sharing that. But those examples, people will take those examples and try to make it seem like that applies to the majority of us, and it just simply does not. Because there are plenty of people that get to perimenopause, and if they have the proper hormonal replacement therapy, like a GLP-1, they don't gain the weight in the first place. Or the right dietary, because let's be real, my perimenopausal crowd, let's be real, a lot of people were eating whatever they wanted until they became perimenopausal. A lot of people were eating whatever they wanted, not the group that's always been eating right and being active, not them. A lot of people have been able to eat whatever they wanted until they became perimenopausal and the weight came out of nowhere. So the weight came out of nowhere, one, because of hormonal changes, and two, because of the diet they've always had their entire lives that never caused them no problems, finally caught up with them. It finally caught up with them. Them hormonal changes from menopause or peri, finally, that diet finally caught up with them. It just is what it is. So before GLP-1, I lost 60 pounds just by changing my diet, eating habits, moving more, just moving my body more than I was. I think everyone should consider a GLP-1. That's why they want to put 12-year-olds on GLP-1s, Jen, because of stuff like that. It's your right to feel that way. I don't feel that way. I don't feel that way. I feel like people that want to be on GLP-1s, that are educated about GLP-1s, that are going to be responsible GLP-1 users and communicate with their doctors and have a good support system should be on GLP-1s because that's what they want to do. I feel like people that don't want to be on GLP-1s, that want to find alternative routes to better health, better metabolic markers, better weight, reversing their type 2 diabetes. If they don't want to do it with a GLP-1, then they shouldn't. Because plenty of people are doing it that way. Plenty of people are capable of doing it that way. The ones that are in this chat now, we are the ones saying, well, not me, y'all. Y'all are the ones saying nothing worked before a GLP-1, and I'm willing to respect that. What I'm saying is that don't apply to me because things did work before a GLP-1. I just didn't want to do that shit again. I did feel like this way was going to be easier, and it has been easier. Hard, difficult, challenging, frustrating, but it has been easier. So no, I don't think everyone should consider a GLP-1. I don't. If you're if your weight gain is because you've been on steroids most of your life, why would we just not find an alternative to the steroids or insulin, right? If insulin, if your weight gain is because you're a type 2 diabetic, not type 1, type 2 diabetic, your doctor's treatment for the type 2 diabetes is insulin, why, which is a hormone, why would we then come in with a GLP-1 to combat the insulin that's being given instead of trying to adjust the obesity so that we can reverse the type 2 diabetes and get off the insulin, like plenty of people are doing with Dr. Jason Fung? All I'm saying is the whole world does not need to be on GLP-1s for the obesity epidemic to be reversed. The whole entire planet does not need to be on a GLP-1. The whole country doesn't even need to be on a GLP-1. They don't need to, everybody doesn't need to be on it for inflammation. Everybody don't need to be on it for obesity. Everybody does, no, there are other ways. There are other ways. I'm pro GLP-1. If you want to get on the GLP-1, follow me, subscribe to me. But I don't subscribe to everybody needs to. That's asinine. Like, that's ridiculous. Hi, Linda, how you doing? Their route ain't working. Well, at least my friends, I'm arguing they don't know what they're doing. That's what I'm arguing. I'm arguing they don't know what they're doing. And sure, they could take the GLP-1 route. That would help. But they're still going to be just like, if they don't take the time to learn anything new, they're going to be ignorant on a GLP-1. If they're ignorant about their diet now, exercise now, hormones now, you know what they're going to do? They're going to get on a GLP-1 and still be ignorant. They're still not going to know. They're still not going to know. They're not going to know. And then it's going to be that one or those two that lose the first 50 and can't get the weight to budge no more. You know why? Because they ain't learned shit. They could get on the GLP-1, lose the first 50 pounds, and then what happens if they got another 75 to lose? They're going to be stuck because they ain't learned shit. They still want to be big bags with the way that they're eating. Alternative routes. Give me an example, Shani. I want to know, what's the alternative routes? They don't need to, but they ain't doing nothing else. That's the problem. So Jen, basically, this is so Jen coded. Basically, what you're saying, if you're not gonna take the time to figure out what's actually wrong, just get on a GLP-1. If you're not gonna take the time to, because okay, let's use Sydney's example again. Let's use Sydney's example again. She did everything that she was supposed to do. Her hormones got the best of her. So the next best option was a hormonal intervention. I don't see anything wrong with that. But what we're saying is, well, people don't want to learn, so just put them on a GLP-1. Okay. But y'all act like y'all don't watch channels of people that are still big as hell on a GLP-1. Do we need to have that stream? Because I'm not trying to be mean, but like, and I don't, maybe that was the wrong way to say it, but it's too late. It's already out there. But like, y'all act like y'all don't watch channels of people that are on GLP-1s and not seeing success. Or they stop seeing success, or their success is gruesomely slow. Care to comment? Do you guys, is every channel that you watch of people on a GLP-1, are they all fit and skinny and in shape and they all lost 100 pounds? No, I'm talking about channels that y'all watch. The channels that you guys watch, whether it's on YouTube or wherever other platform, are all of the people that you watch that are on a GLP-1, did they all meet their goal weight? Did they all even lose weight to begin with? Or did they all lose weight and keep it off? Or did they all lose weight and get stuck? Like, are they all seeing success? All of the channels that you watch of people that are on GLP-1s, are they all seeing success? Is what I want to know. And I agree that GLP-1s have other benefits other than weight loss, but we're talking about weight loss for the sake of this stream, because I don't want people that are just getting started without a GLP-1 thinking that weight loss starts in the gym. So that's how we got here. Maybe I look at it as a kick in the butt. You look at a GLP-1 as a kick in the butt, but not a diet, not a person changing the way that they eat. The change in the way that they eat is not the kick in the butt. The hormonal intervention is the kick in the butt. I'm giving y'all a hard time because I want y'all to make it make sense. I would hope that they figure it out on the way. You don't want them to figure out their eating, but you want them to figure out what to do on a GLP-1 along the way. Just get started and we'll see what happens. That don't make sense, Jen. I'm not anti-GLP-1. Y'all know that. I'm a GLP-1 groupie, Zepbound. Come throw dollars on me, Zepbound. But like, that don't make sense. You want them to have a kick in the butt and you want them to figure it out along the way. But what? Like, we do know that getting on a GLP-1 does not guarantee success. We do know that getting on a GLP-1 does not guarantee you weight loss. You do watch the channel of a person that has been on a GLP-1 for 2 years, and the difference between me successfully losing weight some months and others has been what? My attitude and my behavior, in addition to the GLP-1. So what I'm saying back to Shani is, sure, they can go get on GLP-1s, but if they're ignorant now, they're going to be ignorant on a GLP-1. And yes, they might seek success. Good luck. They might, but they also might not. I just feel like sometimes we speak as if success is a guarantee because we've seen success. One friend juicing, wrong, her back gonna stay big, and fasting and riding her bike daily. Then 1 week she keto. She keeps losing the same 10 pounds over and over. She's perimenopausal and all confused. Yeah, she don't know what she's doing. And I'm making light of it, but like, her information is wrong. She don't know what she's doing. It's not that fasting doesn't work. It's not that keto doesn't work. It's not that riding her bike doesn't work. It's not even that juicing doesn't work. She don't know what she's doing. So if she keeps changing week to week, how is she ever going to see success? Juicing, I don't want to get into the juicing stuff because I don't, like, people forget that juice is like sugar. Like, you're drinking your fruit, and I'm okay with juice. I'm okay with juice and smoothies and all of that. But when you are just starting out, okay, that is not a foolproof method for most people. Some people, they do. You see plenty that are seeing success. Okay. Success, or their version of their version in their head of success. I mean, what are they saying? Because y'all watch the channels. Are they saying I'm happy with the progress that I'm seeing? Or are they saying I would like to see more progress? Or are they saying, oh, you know what? Forget, like, just forget the progress altogether. I get irritated and have to watch and stop watching them because they make me mad. What was your point about the influencers on a GLP-1 who are still big? My point was addressing Jen's comment about the fact that everybody should consider a GLP-1. My point was to say, my point was to say that, no, I don't think everyone should be on a GLP-1. Because we see that there are some people that are on two things. We see there are some people on GLP-1s that don't seek success, and it's because they're not being honest with themselves about other things that they're doing in their lives. And there are also people that never touch a GLP-1 and still see success. So no, everybody does not need to be on a GLP-1 was what I was addressing. So I was saying we treat GLP-1s as if they are a guaranteed success, as if y'all don't follow channels with people that are not seeing the success that they want to see. So it's like, it's not like when we're saying everybody should be on a GLP-1 or everybody should consider a GLP-1 or a GLP-1 was the only way. It's like, but there are other people that are seeing success without GLP-1s. And there are people that are on GLP-1s that are not seeing the success that they want to see. I'm just trying to point out that the conversation is more nuanced than that, than just get on a GLP-1. Like, I didn't have it figured out before my first shot. It's not about having it figured out before your first shot. It's about the reason for saying everybody should just do this thing. That's what I'm challenging. I'm not challenging that people should be on a GLP-1 if they want to. My initial response was, if they don't want to, then they shouldn't. And then it's like, no, I think everybody should. It's like, okay, well, then let's challenge let's challenge the notion of everybody. Let's challenge everybody, because if you're saying everybody should do it, then you're saying everybody is no, yes, guaranteed, yes. If you're saying everybody should do it, you're saying it's because they're going to see success. That's what you're saying. Okay, that's not what you're saying, but that's what I'm interpreting. That's what I'm interpreting. So if it's not guaranteed to success, why does everybody have to do it? Like, why does everybody have to choose that route? Why should everybody choose that route? Not have to, but why should everybody consider that route if there are plenty of people seeing success without it? No, let's count the people that did not see success before GLP-1. That's what you guys are doing. That's what you guys are doing. You are looking at it as, because we, not me, y'all, because a lot of people did not see success before a GLP-1, that means that a GLP-1 must be the answer. But what I'm saying is, what about the people that are seeing success without a GLP-1? What about those people? What if you have a person that's obese and they have two options: do it with a GLP-1 or do it without? I'm saying that person should be good either way, as long as they have the right information and the right attitude and the right behaviors to back it up. That's what I'm saying. Y'all are saying no, the GLP-1 way. And I'm saying, well, there's plenty of people doing it the other way. So if a person is stuck and they don't know what they're doing, they're juicing and fasting and keto and this, and they're eating McDonald's and they're not, and they're biking and they're walking and they're weight training, they don't know what they're doing. They're changing it up and losing and regaining the same 10 pounds every month. What I'm saying is, pick a struggle, pick a struggle, pick a solution, and go with that. That's what I'm saying. Are you saying people can't change along the way? No. I've seen people figure out along the way and now they're doing right by their GLP-1. Took them some time, but they got it. Not all, but some people. No, that is not what I was saying. I wasn't saying that people can't change along the way. I'm saying, I think so, Jen. For me, but I don't want to get into it because people get into their, you know how people are about the produce. So in my opinion, yes. But I don't mind it as a treat. I actually don't mind it as a treat. But so my point wasn't to say that you can't figure it out along the way. I'm challenging. Let me make this clear for y'all. I'm challenging the notion or the idea that a GLP-1 is a shoo-in. Like, a GLP-1 is maybe not guaranteed success is the right way to say it, even though that's how it comes off, but it's like a GLP, like, don't even consider the other options. Just go with the GLP-1, right? Like, that's what I'm challenging. Like, I think y'all are missing the point that this started out with Jen's comment. Where I'm at now, we only got here because Jen said everybody. If Jen didn't say everybody, I would not be down this rabbit hole right now harping on this point. But because we talking about everybody, we talking about everybody. So we talking about everybody, we including the 12-year-olds that need to be on GLP-1s. We're including the pregnant people that need to be on GLP-1s. We're including the people that are emotional eaters that need to be on GLP-1s. We're including everybody. If it's everybody and they're obese, then it's everybody. It's everybody. That is what I was challenging. I pushed back against that by saying, well, maybe no, not everybody. There are other options. And Jennifer doubled down and said, no, everybody. So now we're here. Now we're at everybody. And that's what I'm challenging. And that is why I brought up the point about, okay, you can just say everybody can get on a GLP-1, but we do see that some people are still not seeing the success that they want. I'm not saying people can't change. I'm not saying that they can't figure it out. I didn't say none of that. All I'm saying is it comes off as if we're saying that a GLP-1 is a guarantee. And it's not. And it's not. And it's not. I agree, GLP-1 is not for everyone. I just want my friends to get it so we can all be skinny. I know. I want all my family to get it so we can be skinny too. But like, my thing with the GLP-1 is I'll mention it to my family members once as an option for them, and I'll never mention it again. I'll never mention it again. Because they've all heard of it by now, most of them. But I will mention it one time, once, and never again. I'll never mention it again. And if somebody says, I'm ready to do this, but I don't want to do it the GLP-1 way. I am not going to sit there and convince them to get on a GLP-1. I'm going to say, okay, well, this is the information that I have about doing it the other way. This is the information from what I've seen where other people are having success, from based on what this doctor says. Hell, based on my own success before getting on a GLP-1, this is the information that I have. I don't know everything. I'm not right about everything, but based on what I know about weight gain and weight loss, body fat gain and body fat loss, you can basically start with removing the ultra processed foods. You can basically start with restricting your eating window. You can start there. Now, whether or not you're going to continue that depends on your why. Why are you doing this in the first place? I can tell y'all I was only doing it to get cute for vacations. I wasn't doing it because I was trying to reverse obesity. I was just trying to get 20 pounds off for vacation. That's me, not y'all. So that's why the weight kept coming back, because I kept going back to my old habits after vacation. Hell, on vacation. Dr. Fung even said in his book, we have to manage our eating on holiday. But I've been trying to tell y'all that. Y'all still want to be big bags on vacation. People can hit a stall or they can be slow losers. Even you admitted to a 6-month stall because of bad meds. Which, did I miss something? People can hit a stall. How did a stall get into this? People can hit a stall or they can be slow losers. Even you admitted to a 6-month stall because of bad meds. What does that have to do with saying that everybody should be on a GLP-1? What did I say that prompted the slow losers and a stall? Like, so as far as a 6-month stall, this is why you don't see me pushing compound. Plenty of people are successful in my chat on compound. You won't see me pushing compound. You won't catch me pushing no compound except Hollandale. And I don't even push it. I just don't argue with those that are on it. But like, I'm not understanding what that has to do with everybody. Or are you talking about, is that in reference to my point about people not seeing success? Um, I feel like, and I'm stubborn, so I'm not gonna let it go. But I feel like the point that I'm making about this again, this goes back to my Jason Fung point about accountability, like where we come up with every reason in the book about why people are not seeing success other than the decisions that they're making. Like, we come up with every reason in the book, every illness, ailment, every condition, everything. We come up with everything in the book. Let me take this down so it don't seem like I'm talking to you, Sydney. I'm talking to everybody. We come up with every reason in the book as to why people aren't seeing success, except of part of the way their own actions. And then people do get on the GLP-1 and some of them still don't see success. And then it's like, oh, I guess that wasn't your issue in the first place. I guess needing a GLP-1 wasn't what you needed in the first place. Or is the GLP-1 just not able to do its job because you're not doing yours? So I'm not sure what that has to do with a stall or people being slow losers. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people straight up not seeing the results. They're not seeing it. And it's either because maybe a GLP-1 is not what they needed in the first place. Maybe they gained weight for another reason. Maybe they had another issue. Maybe they have another condition. Maybe it's a completely different problem altogether. Or maybe, just maybe, the GLP-1 isn't GLP-1ing, the Zepbound ain't Zepbounding, the Ozempic ain't Ozempicing because of what they're continuing to do. That's what I'm saying. I believe they should consider it in their weight loss plan, the ones who doctor might recommend surgery. I do think that when it comes to bariatrics, both options should be put in front of people. I would say that. I think that if you're already at the point of considering an invasive surgery to reverse obesity, the option of a hormonal intervention may as well be put in front of you. Like, I think that makes sense. I think that that makes sense. Um, I'm always talking about obese people, by the way. Love you to my overweight peeps. Yeah, me too. That's the other thing. It's like when I'm talking about obese people, like the rules are different when you're obese. I'm not talking about people that are 20, 30 pounds overweight. Like, I mean, I hurt you, you're welcome. But like, you know, when I'm being real adamant, it's because when it comes to being obese, you don't have a lot of wiggle room to be playing around with your diet, whether you're on a GLP-1 or not. Now, some people are lucky enough, as soon as they get on a GLP-1, the diet is not an issue for them anymore. Some of them are very lucky, but for some of us, that's not the reality. That's not it. That's not it. We have to admit that people that we watch aren't successful are excuse makers. It's the cheat meals. It's the birthday week. That's exactly my point, Jen. That's exactly my point. That's exactly my point. Maybe I confused you, Sydney, but this right here was the point. This is what I was implying when I brought up the influencers. It wasn't that the GLP-1 wasn't working. It wasn't that. That wasn't the point that I was trying to make. Or that like that wasn't the point. This point is what I was trying to imply, that they're not being honest. They're not. So, using them as an example, right? Applying that to people in our lives, sure, we can say they should get on GLP-1s. I'm not saying they shouldn't. But some of them are going to be just like these influencers that are being dishonest. So, does that mean they can't change? No. I'm just saying I don't think the answer is piping a GLP-1 to everybody. I don't think that that's the answer. But if people want to do it, I think they should. I think they should educate themselves about it and do it. But if people don't want to do it, it's like, then they need to get better information so they can do it a different way. Shawnee said, I just want my girls to be skinny. Oh, okay. Shawnee said, I got you. Shawnee said, I just want my girls to be skinny. Off subject, but I'm tired of watching influence content creators on here looking inflamed and eating bad foods. Okay, that's my rant. So where are y'all disagreeing with me at? Because that's my point. That's my point. You don't think the people, like, you don't think that applies to people outside of influencers? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I agree though. That's exactly my point. Let's not be so quick to be like, get on a GLP-1, as if like we know that people be acting up on a GLP-1. It's people be acting up. Hey, Pat. Keep avoiding that big back behavior on that cruise, Pat. You go, girl. You go, Pat. You come back with a skinny back, Pat. Okay? You don't have to, you don't gotta have fun by eating all the cupcakes at the buffet. They're not even that good, Pat. Jen, shut up. So, like, it's not my fault y'all spamming. I'm trying to have a conversation here. You're like, yeah, but GLP-1, yeah, but okay, so you want me to, all right, so let me close the chat. You want me to not respond to the comments? Like, I'm doing the best that I can. Would you like to come up here and do it for me, Jennifer? Jennifer, that was real New York. Jennifer, would you like me to come up here? Would you like to come up here and do it for me? I'm doing the best that I can. So I can either have the conversation and try to do my best with the chat, or I can close the chat. What y'all want? Am I not doing a good job up here? Because I can close the chat. I'm obese, but I don't want to be on a GLP-1 to go for the root cause of my weight gain instead. John, we talked about this when you first came to the channel, and I 100% agree with you. You've lost plenty of weight without a GLP-1. Get your sisters, John. Get your sisters, John, because they the ones in the chat acting like people can't do it without a GLP-1. And then watch, it's gonna be Sydney gonna be like, but I didn't say nobody could do it without a GLP-1. Where did you hear that, V? Well, I'm implying it. Nobody said that people couldn't do it. I'm saying I couldn't do it. Ain't nobody say that. Get your sisters, John. Because they act like you don't be in here with us sharing weight loss updates just like the rest of us, okay? They the ones in here. I should also mention y'all. I be plugging my cousin's weight loss. My cousin is on testosterone, so maybe that is a little bit of like a help, you know? You know? Maybe that is a little bit of a help. So, yeah, but talking my shit on my $1,500 phone and keep it in the chat. Keep it in the chat, Jonathan. I'm doing the best that I can. Okay. I know I'm a little long-winded. I know that, but y'all love me anyway. All right. So the moral of the story is, but so I can get out of here and go get me a non-mocha coffee, a non-choca, because Jen wants to ruin my life and she doesn't want me to have any fun. Even though I'm on 10 goddamn milligram, still getting hungry on day 5 through 7. I'm on a 10 milligram. Like y'all be acting like GLP-1s don't run out of doses. Like what happens to the people on the 15 that can't lose no more weight? Sydney, how dare you not tell us it was your birthday? Happy belated birthday, Sydney girl. Happy belated skinty birthday. Okay, did your back get big? Skinny, Sydney, you can tell us the truth. Like we were not gonna judge. I will keep Jen from judging you if your back got big. Jen is pro eat the cake. Eat the cake. Jen is pro eat the cake. I am. Listen, we got another 20 pounds to lose, so I'm probably like, I don't know. I don't know about no cake. I don't know about no cake. I don't know about no cake. I don't. I got PTSD. I'm 1 year into my journey. As of this month's total, I've lost 60 pounds. My goal is 100. John, you done lost more weight than me in the past year. I lost 40 pounds and you lost 60, and I got hormonal help. Okay. So listen, Linda. Listen. Okay. If you think it, you know what it is. You know how when people get on a GLP-1 and we're worried, well, not us, but there is this worry that they're going to lose all of their muscle because they don't want to take the gym seriously or they don't want to work out. There's this fear mongering about that. It's a real concern, but maybe not as much as people make it seem. It's the same thing with starting out a weight loss journey in the first place, but like in reverse. You are not outrunning that diet. You're not. You're not outrunning it. Oh God, I gotta go. But Shawnee, the juicing. Oh my God. Why are we juicing for anything other than a treat? You go, girl. One day, not the whole damn week. Okay, Jen. Okay, Jennifer. Okay. But guys, like not my I'm not talking to my vegans. Vegans, stay out of it. Everybody else, you meat eater hooligans. Okay? Why are we juicing for other than a treat? Or just like we just want some fresh juice. They had some bussin' carrot juice at the Waldorf Astoria in Vegas. I love a green juice. I love a like a carrot and ginger. I love it. I love it so much. But like, guys, why are we juicing for anything other than a treat? Like, why are we juicing for weight loss? Why are we doing that? You do know that it's a cup of sugar, right? It's fruit sugar, but it's a cup of sugar. Why are we doing that? No. Like, other than I just want to have some juice. I like fresh juice. I just like it. If you just like it, then I'm pro that. Don't the crushing of the fruit do something? So when you blend it, you pretty much you change the shape of it, so it's still supposed to be okay. The point of fruit is the micronutrients, right? The vitamins and the micronutrients. But that sugar is paired with fiber. When you blend it into a smoothie, you kind of shred the fiber, but technically it's still in there. When you juice it, you remove the fiber. So you remove the mechanism that blunts the sugar spike. You remove the mechanism that slows down the sugar absorption from the fruit. Juicing is not the business for weight loss. Juicing is not the business for weight loss. It's not the business. Do what you do, but Shawnee girl, give them my channel. Are y'all listen? All right, because I wouldn't have said this a year ago or 2 years ago because I was too like I just wanted people to find me organically. But y'all need to start sending my channel to people you like that you feel like need to lose some, not need to, but like I will tell your friends and families the things y'all won't tell them. It's okay if they won't listen to y'all. Share my channel so I can tell them. I will tell them. I will say it. I will. I will. And if they want to argue, you know the drill. Catch me when I'm live or subscribe to talk shit. We can go. We can go at it. We can go at it. Um, I think I asked you this before, Vanity. Have you considered split dosing it? Easy with the quick pen. Quick pen. Can't do it with the Z bound vials. No, I don't think you've asked me that. But I have not considered split dosing. Um, what is split dosing? What is split dosing? Does that mean taking your dose multiple times in a week? I don't like taking my shot once a week. So split dosing would not be ideal for me. Like, I'm one of those, I don't like needles people, but I'm not about to let that keep me from getting skinny. So, like, taking my shot twice sounds terrible. It sound so what I'm experimenting with now, Vanity, Sydney, is 10 milligrams 1 week, 12 the next. 10 1 week, 12 the next. So 50 units, 60 units, 50 units, 60 units. That's what I'm working with now. Because when I do 10 milligram 2 weeks in a row, I'll be ready to, like, I'm tracking my luteal as we speak. It's fast approaching. And I'm like, I'm watching you this month, luteal. I'm watching you this month, luteal. You not about to get me this month, luteal. Okay? But my cycle's also irregular, so I could be saying it's gonna be next week, and it could be this week or the week after that. You know. Um, Lord, I have to use some 5 milligrams Zep up. I'm dying over here. I might need another shot tomorrow. Oh, poor Jenitha. Catch me when I'm live, for real. Like, I will tell them, Shani, I'm serious. Like, I will tell them, like, wake up, sister. Put down the juice. Put it down. This is why I'm so like big-headed about being on the other side of the like the produce spectrum, because people get so wrapped up in produce that they also think it's the answer to weight loss. It's like you go to the gym for muscle, you eat produce for your nutrients. It's not a magic weight loss pill. It's not. It would be twice a week half dosing. The quick pen is painless though. It's not like the syringe. Um Maybe I'll have to think about it. Maybe I'll have to consider it. I never switched to the quick pen because I I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what it was about the quick pen. I'm fine with the vials, so it didn't really appeal to me. Um and I thought they had a, maybe this was like a myth, but I thought they had a mechanism that kept you from splitting the dose. Um I don't know. I don't know if I want to take my shot twice. I'll have to think about that. That might work. That might work, but I'm not sure if I'm about that twice life. Um Produce for the gut microbiome, produce for your vitamins and your nutrients. Shawnee, before I get out of here, she drinking juice, right? What's she eating? I'm tired. 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 And you know why I'm a little tired also? Because I feel like some of us know this in 2026. Maybe I'm being a little too harsh. Maybe, just maybe. Okay, maybe I'm being a little too harsh on the girls. But I feel like some of us know this and we haven't crossed over into the realm of like you can't be snacking every day all day. Like you can't eat 6 times a day and think you're gonna lose weight. You can't eat out and drink every weekend and think you're gonna lose weight. You don't want to bring your food to work. You want to go out to Chipotle every day. Like we should have a what are you eating stream. Oh, I can see why that would work. I don't want to do it twice. That doesn't mean I won't consider it, but I hadn't considered it up until this point. Um I really don't want to take a shot twice. Like even if it is like I don't want to do the work twice. I told you I'm sick of Zepbound. Like Zepbound is doing what it needs to do, but I'm sick of the process. Like I'm sick of a shot weekly. I'm sick of refilling. I'm sick of the whole process, right? But I'm still willing to do it. So, um, yeah, maybe it's something that I need to consider. I tried the quick pin and hated it. I feel like I didn't get a full dose. Oh, well, see, I don't know. Like because the other thing with the quick pin is I may be able to reduce my dose, but I can't increase it. That's what I like about the vials too. I said I do 10 and then I do 12 and then I do 10 and then I do 12. I can't increase my dose. I can't get that little last little bit out of the quick pen, and I'm not cracking it open to get it either. So yeah, but um enough of my ranting and raving, y'all. Y'all have my 1 year before and after. The moral, even though I went on 7 different tirades, the moral of the story is if you're just getting started on a weight loss journey, and some of my regulars be forgetting that new people find some of my regulars forget we're not all on the verge of maintenance. Some of us haven't even started yet. Okay. Some of us haven't even started yet. Listen, Lindas. Listen, Lindas. Change your eating for the left. Hit the gym for the right. And if you feel like I'm being misleading by saying change your eating for the left, we get on GLP-1s and we change our eating. I mean, we may not like when I say change your eating, I mean like we get on GLP-1s and we eat less, right? Because we have help eating less. Some of us also, if we didn't already have a good diet before, have to improve upon our diet. So no matter how you slice it, yes, change what you're eating. And if you're not going to be on a GLP-1, then it's going to be harder for you, which means you get fewer exceptions. If you are not going to be on a GLP-1, you get fewer exceptions. You get fewer chances to have a cheat day, if at all. Yeah, some of us had poor eating habits before getting on a GLP-1, got on a GLP-1, started losing weight because I was eating less, but didn't change what they were eating. And then eventually that stopped working, so I had to change how I was eating. But did I get away with a lot of tomfoolery and still get the weight off? Yes, I did. But could I have gotten more weight off and more, maybe even quicker, had I straightened up sooner? Yes, I could have. Yes, I could have. Before getting on a GLP-1, could I have, well, I did right before getting on a GLP-1, but could I have made a choice to tighten up my eating? Yes. Is it harder when I don't have a hormonal intervention to help me with the food addiction? Yes. But that means you get fewer exceptions. You get fewer options at birthday cake. Sorry, it's not fair. Us GLP-1 girlies, we get to decide if we have cake. Like Sydney did. We get to have cake for the one day. I know it's not fair. It's not. Okay, it's not. It's not fair. But if you're not on a GLP-1, you gotta say no more often. You do. Because every time you say yes, you are reigniting that addiction and it's setting you back further. The rest of us, we have a bit of a crutch. We do. We get to indulge in a French fry, a little small McDonald's fry every now and again without being inflamed. You don't get that privilege. That sounds mean. That sounds mean. What you're eating is a good one? Okay. What you're eating. What are you eating? What are you eating? Stream. We're going to expose some of y'all. Hey, Paul. What's on your plate? Okay, we could do that. Yes, quiet is kept. The GLP-1 girlies and guys, yes, we do get to have a little num every now and again. Now, if you go a little overboard like me, then you got to pull back on the mocha chokers and the nums. But you know, for the average person on a GLP-1, they get to indulge in a little num and still see success. If you are not on a GLP-1, you got to put down the nums. I'm sorry, that seems so unfair. That seems GLP-1 elitist. No, I'm hormonally elite because I pay to be that way. I am a paid hormonal shill, okay? No, I'm not paid. I pay to have my hormones the way that I need them to be, okay? I pay for that privilege. It is a privilege. I'm checking my privilege. If you don't have the privilege, if you don't want the privilege, then you got to be honest and say no to the num-nums. You got to be honest that the num-nums are addictive, and the more you eat the num-nums, the more you're going to want the num-nums. It's highly unlikely that you're going to eat the num-nums on Monday and then say no to the num-nums on Tuesday. That's why you just don't say yes on Monday to begin with. That's why. Makes sense? Y'all already know what I eat in a day. It's like 3 things. It's bacon, eggs, and chicken. That's what I eat. Maybe with a tortilla. One or the other. With some cheese, yogurt, and a protein shake. So we can talk about what y'all eat in a day, though, because what I eat in a day is extremely boring. And that's another thing. More than likely, your diet's gonna come unless you are really good at cooking, which is not everybody, but unless you are a good cook, your diet's probably gonna become extremely boring. You know, that's the way it's got to be. I had Chinese food last night. Back to home cooked food tonight. Jen, I was eating Chinese food for like a week before starting 75 Hard. That's not funny. That's not funny. It's not. It's really not. It was the only thing that I was eating during the day. Like I wasn't eating breakfast and then lunch and then Chinese food. Like no, it was like I wouldn't eat, and then by the time I got started with work, I'm like I'm going to get some Chinese food. And when I say Chinese food, I mean the American version, not the probably authentic version you have in Boston or something like that. But like regular Americanized chicken wings and pork fries. So like not a week, but I did have it for like 2 days in a row. I had it for like 2 days in a row. And then I think the first day I just had the wings, and then 2 days, like for 2 days after that, I had the chicken and the rice. And it was just like honestly, right before 75 Hard, I just gave up. I was like, I'm going on 75 Hard anyway. It was the wrong thing to do. All that salt was piling on. That's how I ended up +6 after Vegas. No, I was +3 after Vegas. I ended up +6 before 75 Hard because I was eating all that salt and all that starch. But it fell right off as soon as I tightened up. It fell right off. But the point is, I didn't have to like put it on in the first place. I didn't have to eat Chinese food for 3 days in a row. I could have had the chicken wings one day and been done with it. But I was being lazy. Okay? That's what I eat to vanity, 9 pounds down on bacon and eggs and chicken, yogurt and a protein snack. Like protein shake. That's all I eat. That's all I eat. It's bacon, eggs, with or without a tortilla, maybe some cheese, some chicken, occasionally some rice or potatoes, a protein shake, and some yogurt. That's it. Day in and day out, day in and day out, day in and day out, day in and day out with some coffee. No, I had ghetto Chinese food. That's the best kind, Jen. That is the best kind. Good for you. If your taste buds are fried, just say that. Nah, but if you eat whole food and stay away from processed food and go longer in between meals, your taste bud will appreciate the whole food. Won't be boring. Oh no, my taste buds are fried. Um, I agree with the point about whole foods. And when I say stay away from the other stuff, I'm specifically talking about the people that feel like I have a cookie and now I have to have cookies 7 days out of the week because they can't say no. Like it really is an addictive impulse to keep having it. So because that is a real thing, I'm not saying it got to be cold turkey, but the objective is to get as much of this stuff out of your diet as possible, as quickly as possible, and don't look back. Now, if you get the weight off and you want to look back, that's risky business, like a smoker that quit cigarettes. That's why some of us, we have hormonal help. It's not going to kill us to have, I mean, some of us it will, me and Delilah it will. But for most of us, it's not going to kill us to have the cake at the birthday party. But if you're not on a GLP-1, if you don't have that help and you are addicted, it might ruin you to have that cake. It just might ruin you. I'm sorry, you don't know moderation yet. You don't get to play around with moderation when you're addicted to sugar and to food and you're trying to lose weight. Some people have the personality type where if they have the tools, then sure, they can moderate. But I'm talking about the average person. The average person, just stick to as much whole foods as possible. That don't mean everything got to be a salad, but your chicken, your steak, your fish, your eggs. Next to that would be your dairy. And then next to that would be minimally processed as infrequently as possible. So your whole grain breads and your whatever it is, like as minimally as possible. Doesn't mean don't have it. It means as minimally as possible. And then your ultra process, almost never, as close to never as you can while you're trying to lose that weight. You're so knowledgeable for such a young person. Your transparency and honesty is exactly what I would have if I had a channel. Start a channel, girl. Go to your profile and do click create channel and then make a video. And thank you so much. I have the knowledge because I've been listening to Dr. Jason Fung for the past decade. And other doctors, but some of them sold out, so I don't listen to them no more. But I've read books, I've listened to doctors, I've trial and error with my own body. That's why I don't subscribe. You will never hear me say I tried and nothing worked. That's the case for a lot of people, but that ain't the case for me, and it ain't the case for a lot of other people that's saying that, and that's not true. I will never say I tried everything and it didn't work. I tried plenty of things and they did work, and I didn't stick to it because ain't nobody got time for that shit. At the time, the old me, guys, the old me was like, listen, I'm getting this weight off for this vacation. It would work. And then after vacation, I would be big again. Or I was big the whole time. And the other part of that is like not making your goal large enough. Getting out of obesity should be the goal no matter what. That's the bare minimum. Getting out of obesity. I say go a bit further and get out of being overweight, but that I'll leave. I won't die on that hill. I'll leave that up to y'all. But getting out of obesity should be the bare minimum. How do I know if I'm no longer obese? Check your BMI. What weight would be the entry point or the exit out of obesity for you? That should be the bare minimum of your weight loss goal. Not, oh, I just want to lose 20. Oh, I just want to lose 40. Stop with these arbitrary weight loss goals and jean sizes. No. If you are obese, the bare minimum is let me get out of obesity. So if that is 100 pounds, sorry, it's 100 pounds. Oh, but I don't want to be too thin. It's 100 pounds. Oh, but I don't want to lose my butt. It's 100 pounds. Oh, but I don't want to lose my curves. Oh, but I don't want to do this. Get out of obesity. Get out. You're in the sunken place. Get out. Okay? Oh, but I want to be a size 12. Are you still obese? Are you still obese? I don't know. It depends on your height. Are you still obese at a size 12? Are you still obese at a size 10? Oh, but I was this size in high school. Don't care. It's obese. Get out. Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. And if you want to have a weight loss goal that keeps you obese, then good luck to you. That's dumb as hell. That's if that's your final goal, right? Like not, oh, that's my starting goal. But what I'm saying is, because we have a habit of getting complacent, don't even have your starting goal be anywhere near obesity. The starting goal needs to be, let me get out of obesity. And it's like, oh, but that's too big of a goal. Start with baby steps. Ain't no baby steps. We running. We already know how to walk. We running. We're not crawling. We already know how to walk. We're running. Okay? That's it. We're running away from obesity. We're not crawling out of obesity. We're not asking anybody to pick us up and hold us. That's a baby step. No, we're not doing that. GLP-1? No GLP-1. Pick your poison. We're running. Make sense? Oh, baby steps. Oh, start with 5 pounds. It's not enough. You got 80 pounds to lose. It's not enough. No. Just, start with 20. No. 20 is a milestone to the 100. That is perfectly fine. As long as you know the 100 is the goal, or the 80 is the goal, or the 60 is the goal, whatever it takes for you to get out of obesity, whatever that goal is, you ain't done till you get there. You're not. Oh, let me lose 30 pounds and see how I look. Are you 100 pounds overweight? The famous 10-12 size. I just want to get to a size 10. No, 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 no. Oh, but BMI is flawed. So what? So what? That chart say obese. It says obese. Your stomach is hanging over your pants. It hurts when you walk. This is not me making fun. This is a reality that I lived. It knocks the wind out of you to tie your shoe. You can't find clothes in your size unless you shop online. Your A1C is on diabetes. That blood pressure is on all of that. Hypertension, all of it. Blood pressure on hypertension, all of it. All of it. Your kid's big because you big. Yes, I said it. Let me stop. Okay? Like, your back hurt. Them titties are heavy. They are. They are. And if you was a sir, because it may sound like I'm just talking to women, but I'm talking to everybody. Sir, like, your wife should not have to lift your belly up to get to when y'all getting busy. No. I know women may joke about that. Oh, he lift my belly. Okay. Okay. Y'all knocking bellies in the shower. That's obesity. I'm not body shaming. That is obesity. It's obesity. You can't knock muscles in the shower. Six packs don't knock in the shower. That's not how that works. They don't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. They don't. They don't. You got sleep apnea. You're snoring. You're disturbing your partner. You are. Man, woman, lady, sir. You're disturbing your partner. In fact, you're disturbing your neighbors with your sleep apnea. You know what the treatment for sleep apnea is? It's not just the CPAP. It's weight loss. It is. Why y'all acting like this? I'm dead ass. I'm tired. Jen talk about some why you tired? You a baby. Because it is. I'm tired. I just want to be a 3T. That's fine. Like I love me a baby T. I think I got this out the baby T section. No, Sydney. I had to let me show y'all my shoe rock from when I was big. Let me show y'all. I used to have to do one of those. No, 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 no. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm tr- I'm trying to lift their shit. They trying to lift mine, and we both tired. Let's just say the hell with this and go get a snack. I'm just listen. Y'all could pretend that being overweight don't ruin your life if you want to. Go ahead. Okay. Keep acting like being big don't ruin your life. It does. It does. Need assistance around the airport. I'm not shaming any disabilities, right? Like I'm not shaming if you have like, a missing limb or something like that, but it's like, okay, so we're considering obesity a disability. Okay. But that's a disability you could do something about, unlike a person that doesn't have that has a missing limb or has an injury or something like that, or is just elderly or had surgery. Obesity, yes. Should there be options for accessibility? Sure. But we could not be obese. We could do that. We could do that. We could do that. A lot of the information around how to do that is wrong. That's why I'm here trying to spread the information. If you don't want to do it the GLP-1 way, fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with considering it. You should consider it. If you don't want to do it that way, fine. Clean up that kitchen. Clean it up. Clean it up. Clean it up. No, you can't go to Chick-fil-A after the gym. My gym got a whole little promotion going on with Chick-fil-A where they'll give you free grilled nuggets with a purchase. I'm just trying to figure out if I could purchase some Dasani water and get my nuggets. Apparently, I don't snore anymore. Something I noticed after changing diet and fasting. It's the weight loss. It has nothing to do with what you're eating. Well, okay, the weight gain has to do with what you're eating, but it's the body fat. It's the weight loss that improves the snoring and the sleep apnea. Lose the weight. PMOS, lose the weight. Sleep apnea, lose the weight. T2D, lose the weight. Inflammation, lose the weight. Aching joints, lose the weight. Infertility, lose the weight. I'm tired. 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 I'm so tired. But I love you guys. There are so many morbidly obese people riding those carts in the grocery store now. It's out of control. You know, the biggest issue in society right now is that we won't tell the truth. I'm not saying you should walk up to people in the store saying lose the weight. I'm just saying pay it forward to the people in your life. I was snoring even when I weighed less than I do now. Yeah, but you can't say where that fat was distributed, John. Can't say that fat wasn't around your neck even though you weighed less when I was gaining. So like, for example, my weight fluctuated so much. I would always know my weight was getting too high because I would start snoring at around 220. And typically if I dropped down to about 200, it would go away. But this last time around, it didn't go away at 200 because the weight was distributed differently. Or it could be a number of other reasons, but it's probably because the weight was distributed differently. It didn't go away until I lost some additional weight. So it's possible that you were snoring while you were gaining, and now that you're losing, even though you're not back at that original weight, yes, you are. Yes, you stopped snoring, and no, you're not back at the original weight, but that doesn't account for where that weight was distributed. Is what I'm saying. I had sleep apnea prior to being obese. It hit worse with the weight gain, though. Well, not all sleep apnea is from obese, but you are more prone. You're more prone to sleep apnea if you are obese. Just like you are more prone to PMOS if you are obese. Just like you are more prone to type 2 diabetes if you are obese. Okay. So that doesn't mean that you can't get these things outside of obesity. That means you are more likely to have it if you are obese. And if you do have it while you're obese, more than likely the reason you have it is because you're obese. Get that fixed, Shawnee girl. Go get you a mouth guard. If you stop breathing in your sleep, I'm gonna do something about that. All right, you probably still can't breathe. You should get you should get a CAT scan of your sinuses and see, because mine is chronically inflamed. I can't breathe. I don't have sleep apnea, but I also don't snore anymore, which is surprising considering I can't. Y'all, I'm scared. I keep thinking them bears gonna come back. All right, so let me get out of here. Thank y'all for joining me. Thank y'all for riding with me throughout my high horse. Thank you for all of your comments. It's a butterfly. I'm scared of butterflies. Did I tell y'all that? It's not important. Whatever. I will be back on Saturday. We are going to have to dive into why you should be more like your skinny friends. Listen, don't blame me. Everything I say for the next 3 weeks is Dr. Jason Fung's fault. He the one that said if your circle is big, you likely to be big, and if your circle's small, you likely to be small. That's not a guarantee, but like, he also said your skinny friends don't eat as much as you think they do. And I just said this shit last week. I said it before I read it in the book. So it's like, now I got backup. Now we're gonna have to go talk about the girls that think that their skinny friends are under eating. They're not. You're overeating. Everyone want to use the model diet as the standard. Like, oh, everybody's eating like a supermodel. They barely eat anything. They just have a piece of lettuce. No, everybody's not eating like a supermodel. No, everybody doesn't have a super fast metabolism. Everybody doesn't just have better genetics. Okay, everybody doesn't just have better genetics than you. Like, no, they just don't eat as much. They don't. Yes, they might have the burger and the birthday cake, but they not eating like that all week. Okay. Shawnee. All right, I'm getting out. I'm leaving. Thank you all for joining me. If you joined late and you didn't get to see the before and after photos, make sure you go back in the stream and see my 1 year progress photos. I will be back on Saturday. I heart you all. I'm running like, I didn't even get me no mocha choca. God. Y'all don't do nothing else around here. So listen to HR and hit the like on your way out. Share the video. If you got somebody in your life who don't want to unbig their back and you don't want to tell them or they don't want to listen to you, send me the dance, send them the video, send them the stream, send them the channel, tell them to join live. Catch me live and we'll go from there, right? I love you all and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.